The Māori Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make Māori Plus your mate and stream now.
I'm Trevor Johnson and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees. 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this sports facility. The client sent out their brief. And when it came to the 4 submissions, we impressed the client with a proposal that went over and above. Because we'd done things differently. We'd pulled together a team of experts, looked around the world for inspiration, and exceeded the client brief. We even brought it in on budget by reducing fees and prioritising function over form. At Apollo, we're more innovative, create specialist project teams, deliver on our promises, and build to the budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Kia ora, and the afternoon session of this final day of track and field at Aorangi Park for the New Zealand Secondary Schools Championship is already underway. We can see athletes out on the track at the moment, and clearly we've got a range of finals that we're going to be working our way through, and out on the track at the moment would be the, I think, junior girls 1500 metres. We can see them coming down to the start-finish line with 3 laps to run. And we're looking forward to some really top-class performances. The weather is holding beautifully. The weather forecast was a bit dire last evening when I watched it, but the cool southerly conditions have moved away, and we're hinting of nor'west conditions without it actually blowing through. So we're doing okay, aren't we?
Definitely, we are doing very well here. It's got a little bit warmer out there. I did do a wee outfit change because it's meant to get up to 27 degrees. So put the shorts on, take the pants off. But yeah, as you can see on the screen in front of you, that the 1500 metre junior girls final is currently on. We apologise for the 300 hurdles not being able to be viewed for those that were tuning in for that, so our apologies. But we have a action-packed afternoon underway with a lot of track events, only a few field events to go, but as you can see they are all finals, so we are in the remaining few hours of the 2024 National Secondary Schools, and they will all be finals, so lots of people gunning for gold, silver and medals, and hopefully a whole lot of PBs thrown in there too.
And it has been a championship with, I mean, a lot of PBs. We've seen personal bests by lots of the competitors, both in field and on the track. The conditions have been really as good as you could expect for a 3-day track and field meeting, and we're watching the field in the 1500 metres for girls, and here, oh good, so we've got some results. We weren't able to show these, but here are the results on screen of the girls 300 metre hurdles, won by Zara Rattray of Hamilton Girls, 45.07. Nyla Spencer of Orangatoto College was second with 46.02, and Jacinta Hogland of Avonside Girls, 46.16. And the field coming up, I think, to the bell this time. Just glancing at the clock down at the start-finish line, that would be the case. And Paige Dobson of Napier Girls leading, But there's a little group of 4 that are in contention for this final 1500 metres for junior girls. But Paige Dobson has stretched her lead fractionally, and that's a gap, particularly that's always quite difficult to bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And we know that you know, Paige Dobson's looking pretty comfortable there. There is, I believe, Greta Hunter from Barradine maybe in second at the moment, trying to close that gap between her and Paige Dobson.
And doing a good job too, really, the gap down to 5 metres.
They've just got another Ruaro metre, 200 metres to go, just less than. And there's still anything could happen in that back group there. We know Paige will be wanting to hold her lead. Madison Wass from Sacred Heart is currently in second, followed by Abby O'Boyle from Verdon College.
So Abby O'Boyle already a gold medalist over 800 in third, but Paige Dobson takes the honours. The athletes all filing through now. Any time under 5 minutes is extremely credible. And most of the field now on the home straight. And we'll probably have a result for that event coming up shortly. A formal result. Just having a little chat over lunch with the Photo Timer team and talking about the 4 medals that will have to be presented from this morning's sprint event, which we recorded, and we saw that a shared time.
Oh, in the dome meter, the 100 metres?
100 metres.
Indeed, there was a 11:20, I believe.
That's correct. And they couldn't separate them. That does happen. And there the results appearing in front of us. Paige Dobson of Napier Girls High School in first place in 4 minutes 39.67. Madison Moss of Sacred Heart College in Wellington, 4 minutes 40.58 for second. Abby Boyle of Verdon College in Invercargill for 41.24, and Isabel Pickering and Greta Hunter the next two to cross the finish line.
Obviously a pretty fast race there, because there were 3 out of the 4 in that girls 1500 metre junior final with personal bests. And just on the screen in front of us is just the results from the 300 metre hurdles boys senior finals that unfortunately we weren't able to show on live stream. But first was Damien Hodgson from Whanganui High School with 37.78, Harry Williamson from Christchurch Boys High School 38.01, and Noah Retford from Botany Downs Secondary College with a 38.04.
All right, triple jumpers I think are preparing on screen at the moment, and it's going to be an afternoon of a lot of action, because I think the boys junior 1500 metres is on the way. And we may pick that race up in the course of the next little while. That field making its way round the top bend for the first time, and they'll come down the home straight and have 3 laps to run.
Got a field of 15 in here for the boys.
Yeah, that's a big field probably for 1500 metres, but as we can see they're still pretty bunched, which would indicate that the pace is not on particularly. And I can see Ethan Mortar from Auckland Grammar and Vaughan Murray amongst those from Aquinas College who are at the moment thereabouts. We'll get a clear picture of the race pace as they come around the bend and come past their start finish line, which is about now. And it's 75 seconds is not quick, so one would anticipate that this pace will increase. You can always tell just how fast it is by how closely the field is bunched, and I think they're all there at the moment at the end of 500 metres of this 1500 metre run.
You can see there's a small gap starting to appear. Oh, it's been closed. Spoke too soon.
All right, it's athlete 965. And that's Duke Cuts from Westlake Boys out in front. But still plenty in contention. Maybe a little group that are beginning to assert themselves with 2 laps to run.
The 1500 metre junior boys record is 3:53.47 by Alfie Steedman from Westlake Boys High School. So no doubt people will be wanting to chase that for today. As Kevin was saying earlier, it was a slightly slower start though, so it may just come down to people trying to push for medals rather than a time.
That's right, and we've got a breakaway group of 5 here who've made their way very clearly in front of the field. And number 41, Ethan Moore from Auckland Grammar School, is leading that group on his outside. Number 14, Murray from Aquinas is still there, and they're not the only ones. It's a group of 5. Number 101 appearing there as well. That's Leo DeMonchi from Kashmir High School. So the 5 of them there in contention with 300 metres to run. All right, down to 3 for the moment now, and we have got a decisive break at the front of the field, who was one of the athletes that was sitting back earlier on, and sweeping around this. Yep, Vaughan Murray coming down. He glances over his shoulder, so he kicked away so decisively that he's really won this race at a canter at the very finish line.
I believe it may have been Vaughan Murray who came through in second place.
Yes.
We didn't quite catch the bib number of the person in first place.
So an exciting race nonetheless. And the athletes acknowledging one another at the end of their 1500 metre run.
The first place getter did look very excited for the person coming through in second, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're teammates or very close competitors. But we're just waiting on the final confirmation of times and placings for this junior boys Te Kau Māori Maro Mita, 1500 metres.
Right, not unsurprisingly, it was Sam Ruth, Tauranga boys. Already he set a very impressive record over this event in the heats prior to this final day of competition, and just cruised away to a 4.6.10 victory over Vaughan Murray, Aquinas College for 0.52, and Ethan Moore of Auckland Grammar 4 minutes 0.982. So Sam Root had a wonderful championships, and his 800 metres this morning was hugely impressive.
Very outstanding, and a very solid record there for Sam. And I heard through the grapevine that he might be doing a 4x4 later. I don't know how accurate that is, but if he is going to do it, then that is a big kudos to him as well for continuing on and taking one for the team.
Yeah, I'm sure that Tauranga boys would certainly want to do that. And listed on the screen at the moment are the boys' triple jump senior competitors. That's the 8 that we see on screen. There are obviously more competitors that we'll see in a moment or two, and we'll be able to cover aspects of that race. So Sam Ruth, dominant figure in middle distance junior at these championships. And I think there's quite a lot of excitement around athletic circles about where this young man may go in terms of future, under the guidance of Craig Kirkwood, who's establishing himself as a middle distance coach of some standing these days.
Well, if you get bring some people up to an Olympic level and also an Olympic medalist with Hayden Wild, you're definitely making a very good name for yourself, and Craig is doing just that with many athletes of very high calibre competing all over the world.
And 200 metres senior girls final. Under preparation if you want to read a mark, and they'll be followed by the senior boys.
Charlotte Goldsmith is in lane 6 from St Cuthbert's College, who took out the 100 metre Romita earlier on, so no doubt she's got her eye on the double, but it definitely won't be an easy walk in the park, because we have Mia De Jager, who ran a personal best in the in the qualifying yesterday from Rotatuna High School, closely following Charlotte's Goldsmith's PB.
Yeah, she's had a very good championship. I had the privilege of presenting her medal for the long jump earlier in the day, and this morning she won that with a new New Zealand schools record in the long jump, 6.07 I think it was. And yep.
They are in the blocks at the moment. We have in lane 1, Bella Thin, lane 2, Caitlin Black, lane 3, Samantha Lathwood, lane 4, Michaela Fitty, lane 5, Mia De Jager, lane 6, Charlotte Goldsmith, lane 7, Kendra Scully Tui, and lane 8, Tika Randall. And they are away there. It looks like we have at the moment a lead with Mia De Jager from Rotatuna High School, followed closely by Charlotte Goldsmith, but Mia will take the title out to go along with her gold in the senior women's high jump yesterday.
Yes, impressive sprinting.
And the time has come through as a 24:30 there, with a 0.6 per second wind, closely followed by Charlotte Goldsmith with 24:74 and Tika Randall with 24:85.
So we just saw a rerun of that, but she ran away quite comfortably in the end, our race winner in that event. And on the screen there now, you've got Mia De Jager with her time of 24.30, Charlotte Goldsmith 24.74. That's half a second really, so it really was a comfortable win in the end. And Tika Randall 24.85 and the remainder of the field.
Tika is following up from her Romita 100 metres this morning, where she also placed third in that race, so it's been a great championship for her. So our top three, Charlotte Goldsmith, Mia De Jager, Charlotte Goldsmith and Tika Randall, have all got previous medals in other events in this championship so far.
So next up will be the senior boys, and for the first time today the cloud has cleared away substantially and the sun is shining, and there is no gale winds that were possibly predicted, and may it stay that way. But I think you'll feel justified in doing the clothing change.
Yes, it's going to get a bit warmer out there, I think. Hopefully that wind stays settled, but at least for these sprint events the warmth has come out, because we know that sprinters love to be warm and have warm muscles, so that they're firing and, reduce risk of injury as well over that time when it's a bit warmer.
All right, the field assembled for the senior boys 200 metres final. Damien Hodgson of Whanganui High School in 1, Ethan Hole of Geraldine in lane 2, Rauri Neo of Wellington College in lane 3, Ollie Davis of Central Otago Southland College in lane 4, Luke Jarvis of Paratara Ulu College in lane 5, Finlay McDonald of Kerikeri High School in lane 6, Caden Taylor of Avondale College in lane 7, and Ben Lagford of Middleton Grange on the outside, and they're away.
We have the 100 metre gold medalist on the outside there, Caden Taylor, coming through.
And into the home straight, and Caden Taylor has the measure of this field. And from Paratara College, Luke Jarvis has, I think, got up for second.
I think that's the same order as this morning's Romita 100 metre race.
Yes,
with Caden winning and Luke coming second.
Those results will be with us shortly. And in fact, they're right with us now. Would you like to call those, Kelly?
We have Caden Taylor from Avondale College with a 21.58. Luke Jarvis, Parapaumu College in second with a 22.22. That's personal best. And Ollie Davis in third with a 22.46, also a personal best. Finlay McDonald from Kerikeri High School in fourth with 22.51. Ben Langford from Middleton Grange School with 22.68 in fifth. Sixth, Rory Meo from Wellington College, 22.81. Ethan Hole from Geraldine High School in lane 7 with a 22.94. And Damien Hodgson from Whanganui High School with a 22.94, but comes in as 8th. So Damien and Ethan have the same time, however they must have come down to the milliseconds, and Ethan has just pipped him.
Yes. We glance now to the triple jump. Not too many field events this afternoon to conclude these championships, but this is the senior boys triple jump.
It appears that Samuel Burton is on the runway.
And
hopefully he's okay there. He did pull up just before he took off. And triple jump is a pretty ruthless event sometimes on the body, with your hips and knees kind of getting a hammering, dependent on technique.
just checking on your versatile athletic program this summer, you haven't tried the triple jump?
I have not. I do just a hop, step and a jump as part of my bounding. Yes. However, I don't do a run in and hop, step and a jump. We have Lane Roger on the runway there. Looking like a relatively good hop, step phase. And so Leon is from Rathkill College, and that is a foul for him. So we have 16 in the senior boys Pekitoru triple jump today. So it's awesome to see a really full event group there.
And I think at the over at the presentation area, we will be looking at the team's result for this morning's road race. Neither you or I got up early enough, Kelly, to go down to Caroline Bay to see that event?
No, I was tucked up in bed for a little bit this morning, but I did hear that it was quite cool down there, and we had a really good showing of in some of the events, with I think one of the events up to 80 maybe in the boys road race. So it's pretty awesome to see a good turnout of rangatahi keen to run as fast as they can over the longer distances. Yes,
and it adds another dimension to these championships, and some of them have to make some clear decisions really. I mean, there's a 3,000 metres event on the track, 1,500 metres well, and a road race of 4 and 6k, which is part of the championship, but also the team aspect of it I think also has an appeal, and certainly a number of these schools will have enjoyed sending along a squad of athletes, as we can see there in this particular case. squad of 6 going home with medals of silver or gold. And that'll be proudly displayed, I'm sure, on the mantelpiece. I don't know where people put them these days. We don't always have mantelpieces there anymore.
Some people hang them up as well in the line, like in their rooms, or put them up, or they end up in various places, like around at my house. They're in various boxes all over the place.
That's right. Recently, Dick Taylor presented his gold medal to Timaru Boys High School, and he said it's better there than being in a box under the bed. And that was competitor number 83, Ari Krisharaya of Burnside High School.
Local Ototahi boy, not having to travel too far, just a couple of hours south to get here. Hopefully not doing the race, just travel down just today, but also on the track now we have the junior girls Ruaro meter, 200 meter final here.
Right, and again a good competitive run.
Maddie Early from Mount Albert Grabber seems to be the one leading in there, and she will take out for today.
That's right, and just on her outside I think Kenzie Bowden was right up there. Also on the medals. And Maddie Early of Mount Albert Grammar is winning time 25.65. Kenzie Bowden of Rangitoto College 26.10. And Zara Bint and Taylor Murdoch. It looks as if it might be Taylor Murdoch who gets the nod for the third and bronze medal from Hillcrest High School, 26.18. And Charlie's Duncan of New Plymouth Girls will be next. As you can see, we're flicking between track and field. The boys triple jump in the very, very early stages. Lion Roger from Rathkeil College, I think, is just preparing. And we see on screen the result of the triple jump from Lockie Kennedy. Lockie Kennedy from St Patrick's Silverstream. So it looks as if we're just about to move into the second round. It's Lockie Kennedy hop stepping and jumping. We don't use that phrase anymore, really, do we?
Not so much.
No. It's a triple jump.
Guess you use it if you're breaking down the different phases, because obviously you can break it down. Once you take off from the board, then there's a hop phase, a step phase, and a jump phase. But when you're referring to the whole event, you generally just refer it to as triple jump. And Lockie Kennedy, second attempt jump there with 13.06. It's currently sitting in third place after the first round. We move on to Finn Clements from Te Awamutu College. He had a foul in his first attempt, so let's hope that he's able to secure a jump on the board. That looks promising. They are pulling out the toda in there, the tape measure.
He'll glance across and see roughly what he's jumped on this occasion. And sometimes we'll be able to pick up the scoreboard that indicates that as well. 12.01. 12 metres and 1 centimetre. And 8.48 is Elliot Wills. In fact, he won't be the next one to jump because it's going to be our athlete from Rangitoto College. And that would be Azan Bowden, I think. So his number on the back, which challenges us a little bit, doesn't it? He may well have had it on the back because he was in the high jump earlier, because Well, no, it would be the other way
actually,
round,
yeah,
wouldn't
would
it?
prefer to be on the front. You
Yeah,
don't,
you would.
don't want to have it on your back for high jump.
No, you don't. No, I just thought about that.
Some events you have to have it on the front and the back, but high jump you have it just on the front, not on the back. And pole vault you have it on the back, not the front. Because if you go over facing the bar in your pole vaults, you don't want to be catching that number on the way down.
On the runway, Sam Hobart of Waimate High School. Great opportunity, isn't it, for some of these schools? We've seen Geraldine High School finalist in the 200 metres just as before. We've got now one of the athletes from Waimate High School. We've had a triple jumper from Timaru Boys High School winning in the triple jump. So it's been a great opportunity for some of these provincial athletes who've been able to step out and compete in these championships.
Here we have the junior boys Ruaromita 200 metre finals.
Right.
And they are well underway with 100 metres to go.
Right, so across the track, lane 7 and 3, doesn't it? So Bradley Kershaw from Nelson, and then just on his inside, Lucas Stevens and Tom Houghton and Zachary Mounstead there across the track. That made it reasonably easy for us that time, didn't it? They because in fact they were sort of in a sort of line across the track.
Staggered across.
Now just glancing at the wind reading on that one, we do actually have an increase in wind, probably of some significance for the first time today. They're running into a slight, well no, more than a slight headwind. 2.5 metres per second is certainly noticeable. They'll be aware of it.
So it's very impressive. Bradley Kershaw from Nelson College ran a personal best with 22.69, and into that headwind is very impressive indeed, followed by Lucas Stevens from Christchurch Boys High School with 22.98, and Tom Hewson from Wellington College with 23.13, also a personal best. So we can just see here Elliot Wills has got 2 fouls in the senior men's Pekitoru triple jump. So he will be hoping and looking for a jump in the next round. Otherwise, he may not get through to the final final 3 jumps.
That's number 903, Julius Gibson of Murabai College. No, Waitaki Boys High School. Sometimes the lining up of across the document that we read from. So Waitaki Boys High School, obviously from Omoru, and he's recorded a second successful jump and an improvement on his first round. Coming out of second 5, this is Riley Wilson, King's College. And that result will not be recorded. Have a little X beside his name. And once again, team's result from the road race this morning. One of those interesting things in road races, it's they add up the placings, and it's the one with the team with the lowest number will have acquired that, and the gold medals being currently presented to all 5, or maybe 6 athletes. 6 athletes making up a team. Teams of 6, teams of 3 also get acknowledged. So yeah, there'll be a nice feeling from a number of these teams coming from schools that have brought down a team of at least 6, maybe yes, even more, to contest the road race that was run on Caroline Bay here in Timaru this morning.
We can see the girls Wharo Mita 400 metres on the track at the moment, so they will be eagerly awaiting the start of their race. We have in lane 1 Georgina Colleen Cocker from Kaipara College. Lane 2, Lily Dunn, Villa Maria College. Lane 3, Emma Very, Palmerston North Girls High School. Lane 4, Peggy Taylor, Mount Albert Grammar. Lane 5, Zita Meo from Napier Girls High School. Lane 6, Phoebe Laker, Mount Aspiring College. Lane 7, Esme Reid from Barradine College. And Lane 8, Mahia Onturia from Nayland College.
Right, a fine lineup of.
We've just switched back to the triple jump.
Right, and this race is underway. And
we will keep you updated with the outcome of the girls' 400 metre final. But it looks like there was potentially another foul there from Leon Roger.
And we've got a little steady start by the look of it. They're going back to the start-finish line. Just didn't quite. No. Right, so lining up once again in the junior girls 400 metres. Standing just behind the blocks, ready to go.
This wonderful coverage brought to you by Whakaata Māori, with incredible support from Bailey's, Caltex, New Zealand Carbon Farming and Apollo Projects. So a big ngā mihi to all those involved with bringing both this live string and the event National Secondary Schools in 2024.
And I think this will be a keenly contested race. I spent the summer watching Phoebe Laker from Mount Aspiring College continue to produce record performances in Otago, but this is another step up, isn't it, when it comes to national championships?
We just had a second round attempt there from Kurbotha from St Patrick's College Silverstream. Looks like it may have been a clear jump, and 11.71 was the measurement for that.
Yes, a sense of relief, isn't it, when you've got a foul in the first round, you've determined that you're going to try and get it in the second. If that doesn't occur, as it has for one or two of these athletes, they've got to be sure they get it together for that final jump. It does put the pressure on.
And two of those that haven't actually got a jump in yet, they've had two fouls, are some of the top ranking boys in this event, so they will be very eager to get a measurement in. That was Ari Kesharia from Burnside High School for his second attempt there today. Oh, he is looking. Oh, that's a great celebration there. So it must be either a personal best or a very, very happy, happy with that jump. And that places him up into third currently with a 13.50. His personal best is 13.77, so he's nudging up close to that.
Yes, he'll be very satisfied. And number 120, Connor Gilliland of Central Southland College, about to go, and 400 metres junior girls ready to go as well. And I can hear a gun go, and these athletes move off at pace. 400 metres, a good challenging event that combines an element of strength and speed, really. It's one of the, I think, ultimate events in terms of doing that. All right, they're sweeping around into the home straight. 4-3-1 is out in front. It's Phoebe Laker from Mount Aspiring College, but there will be challenges coming to her. No, maybe not. And she is actually extending her lead as she comes down to the finish. And 2 lanes inside her, I think it's Peggy Taylor of Mount Grammar, and on her inside, Emma Avery. Yes. So I've been watching the form of Phoebe Laker all summer so far, or at least the early part of the season. We've still got some summer to go. And she just went for it. And she's been doing that on a consistent basis. And a time of 56.16, and I suspect that not only is it a personal record, it will also be taken back down to Dunedin to be established as a new Otago record for under 15, under 16, under 17. That's or for that age group level. In second place, Zita Mayo of Napier Girls, and in third place, Peggy Taylor of Mount Albert Grammar. The quality performances by these young women who are in junior ranks. Most of these young women will be back at the New Zealand Schools Championships next year competing as seniors.
Lockie Kennedy there having a pretty consistent series in his third round there, 13.11, but he has a best of 13.17 for the day.
And Phoebe Laker's time, impressive though it is quite a bit outside Carleen Dillamore's record of in 1981. I was around to see that. You certainly weren't, Kelly.
No, I was not. I wasn't thought of.
But Carleen went on from schools performances to become a top line international performer in terms of 400 metre running. But certainly stood the test of time, 1981, over 40 years.
And here we have the lineup for the junior boys Whāro metre 400 metre final. In lane 1 we have James McGregor from Whanganui High School. Lane 2 Ryan Quinn, Nelson College. Lane 3 Cesar Garcia Soto from Sancta Maria College. Lane 4 Josh Mitchell from Independent Home School. Lane 5 Ollie Jackways, St Andrews College. Lane 6 Harrison Day, Auckland Grammar. Lane 7 Julian Sybin, St Peter's School. And lane 8 Barnaby Todd from Burnside High. And back in the senior boys Pikitoru, a triple jump. We have Sam Hobart up next on the runway for his third attempt. Currently has a best of 11.74 and is sitting in 9th place. I don't know if that will be one to increase on his current performance, but I may be mistaken there. Like he had a pretty short, steep phase before jumping into the pit. 11.71, so pretty close to his best for the day, at 11.74.
All right, and we sweep back to the 400 metres, junior boys.
Looks as though Harrison Day from Auckland Grammar has gone out pretty strong in lane 6 there.
That's right, and he's been followed through by 2 of the athletes on his inside. Sweeping around the top bend and preparing to line up. I think there are probably 3-4 athletes in contention for top honours in this race.
And currently, from my understanding, Josh Mitchell is leading the competition, and it's going to be pretty close between him and Harrison Day, but Josh Mitchell, independent homeschooler, will take the lead from Harrison Day of Auckland Grammar, coming in second place. We'll wait the final results for the third and onward places. But Josh Mitchell coming in with 50.24. Harrison Day in second from Auckland Grammar with a 50.54 and a personal best. Ollie Jackways from St Andrews College, 50.87, also a personal best. We've had a few. We had 3 personal bests in the previous 400 metre race. We've had 2 so far with the results that are coming up. And Julian Sybin from St Peter's School, 53.12 personal best. We've got another personal best in 5th from Barnaby Todd from Burnside High. It's obviously a very fast race for these young rangatahi, and 7th place James McGregor from Whanganui High School getting a personal best, as well as Ryan Quinn in 8th place.
All right, so six out of the 8 have got career bests.
Perfect.
All right, we're going to move in a moment or two to 1,500 metres, and we're going to have an all-women's team in the commentary position. Angie Petty's coming in to give commentary alongside Keely O'Hagan over 1,500 metres. I'll step away for a little while and allow the commentary for the 1,500 metres and the men's triple jump. And a little bit later on, we'll have the senior girls hammer taking place.
We are just having the changeover here while Angie gets makes her seat down. We very much welcomed to have someone in the other commentating position with a lot of lived experience in some of the long distance races when we've got the 1,500 metres that are coming up. So kia ora, Angie.
Kia ora, Keely. It's so nice to be on. Kia ora, Keely. So nice to be on here with you. We've been on a few teams together over the years, haven't we? Yeah. Representing New Zealand around the world. So, yeah, very excited to be back here after yesterday as well. And it's been an amazing morning on the track so far, and obviously a few records and some very, very close races. So, yeah, and on a personal note, quite happy our squad have been doing pretty well as well. So that's been exciting. And, yeah, looking forward to these 1,500s and then the 400 seniors as well. It's going to be good.
Wonderful. And how many athletes do you have here today?
I think it is 18 this weekend. So, yeah, it's pretty big squad that are competing here. I guess this is the biggest event of the year for them, and Club Nationals in March. So, yeah, it's been pretty busy managing that with a toddler and a 7-week-old baby. So, thankfully, my dad has been here helping as well. So, no, and Sam's, he's great. So we enjoy coaching together, which is really cool.
Oh, wonderful! And I will touch on that shortly, but we'll just quickly pop to Leon Rogers from Rathkill College in the senior Piki Toru triple jump. He currently has 2 fouls to his name, and this is his 3rd attempt. He is one of the top ranked triple jumpers in the competition, so he will be needing to get a jump on the board with that white flag up in order to progress through into the competition, as far as I'm aware. That looks like it was probably not his best jump. He is pretty happy though, because I think it is a jump that is valid, so the white flag has gone up and the officials have the toe in a measuring tape out.
And that must always be a sigh of relief to see the white flag up and see it's a valid jump there.
And that has pushed him up to 4th place with a 13.50, so he'll be having a huge sigh of relief there, being able to go through and get more jumps on the board for the next few rounds.
Yes, and being a jumper yourself, Kelly, what does it mean when you have that kind of really smooth one? Does it take the pressure off for the next? Are you able to relax then for your next jumps a lot more?
Definitely, you can just kind of reset. So, I mean, slightly different with high jump. You do obviously have the 3 attempts there, and if you make it on your 3rd attempt, it's just a huge sigh of relief. And it can be a bit frustrating. I knew that I could do that, before then, but you've got to obviously align everything in one go. And for the jumps, the triple and the long jump, it is slightly different because they do have to do 3 valid jumps and then they get an extra 3.
Yeah, so if you're coming in with 2 fouls, I guess that 3rd shot is that same kind of pressure. I need to get this clear. Would you almost maybe aim for, more of a safer jump, not necessarily worry as much about the distance?
I think most people would probably do just a slightly safer jump, but it depends on what competition you're in and what your goals and outcomes are as to whether you just send it. There might be certain situations where you just have to send it and then just see what happens and give it, your best shot in that. Whereas there might be some times where it's a bit of a safety jump. I mean, for high jump, you can't really pull back too much in your third attempt clearances. You kind of just have to give it your all. But in a horizontal jumps, it might be slightly different.
Yeah, and here we have the 1500 metres up on screen. This is going to be a very exciting race, one of the blue ribbon events. And some of these girls are coming back from having run the 3K or the 800. 3K were on Friday night and the 800 this morning, so they'll probably be on tired legs, a lot of them, but are ready to get out there and give it their all, as you see the names up on screen there. Of course, we had Bo Ritchie from St Peter's School take out the 800 title only a few hours ago and breaking the new record. Must say, add in there, that it was my record from 2008, I think it was. So it's good to see that having been broken. She absolutely smashed it. My record was 2.8 flat and she ran 2.5. So an incredible run this morning with Lisa Hallier, one of the incredible twins, taking the lead and setting that race up to be very, very fast indeed, going through in 61. So yeah, Bo came home and took that win in 2.05, and here she is lining up again for the 1500 metres. And can she get the double, or will one of these other girls? There's a lot of fast girls in this field. I mean, it could be anybody, obviously. We had also some of the 3K girls. Sasha Letica, who's in incredible form, got third in the 3K on Friday night and a new PB in 9:42. Kate Curry was fourth in that 3K, 9:46. We also have Holly Fawcett, who was fifth in the 800 earlier this morning in 2:11, so she's in good form, and many other girls we can talk about throughout the race. So it's going to be a very exciting 1500, and still pretty good conditions out there. A bit of breeze has come up, a little bit more wind than there was this morning, and the sun's coming out hot. It's getting hotter and hotter as it goes. I see the maximum temperature of the day is at 7 p.m. tonight, so it's just going to get hotter and hotter. So hopefully these girls are well hydrated.
I can see everyone's starting to put sunblock on as well.
Yes, I've seen a lot of burnt athletes walking around, and I think that's a bit learning for them all, that staying out of the sun as much as possible, keeping hydrated, and keeping that sunblock on, hats on, because that can obviously use up a lot of energy getting burnt. Speaking as a very fair-skinned person myself, but yeah, so it's part of the, I guess, pre-race organisation. And here these girls go.
Experience for once you kind of have a moment where you might get burnt too much, and then you learn for the next year.
Yes, that's right. So, and these girls are off in the senior girls 1500 metre final on an exciting rate. It looks like Kate Curry from Christchurch Girls has gone straight to the front. Poppy Healy, who's actually often done the 800 metres, in second place there, it looks like. She's obviously focused just on the 1500 this weekend, and we'll get some more names as they come around. But yeah, Kate Curry is obviously wanting it to be a fast race, it looks like.
We do have quite a large field. There are 15 young girls competing in this event today.
And that's Scarlett Robb just in second place there, and she obviously came off that amazing 3K as well, taking the win there. So it is going to be in a very exciting race. Who's going to have the legs? Who's going to have the pace? Lots of tactics involved in the 1500, so we'll see as they go around. But Kate at the front at the moment, and it's not maybe not looking crazy fast because it has got a bit wide there and a bit of a pack forming. Although, as I say, that looks like they're going to go through the 400 split in about 70, was that? So that's in the 420 pace. That is actually pretty fast. So all these girls are getting after it.
And I can imagine for 1500 metres, most of these girls, as you've mentioned, have done other events. It's who's got the legs to make it through. So would they be aiming more for just the medals or times as well in this sort of situation? Yeah,
I think a bit of both. I think medals are always the most important in championship racing, but obviously times are important too, especially for some of these girls wanting American scholarships and things like that. And you are obviously peaked for these events, so that's when you can run personal best whilst also hunting those medals. So, and I guess everyone's got different tactics. I guess Kate is probably more on the endurance side, being a 15.3K runner. Kate Curry. So, yeah, whereas maybe more the speed runners don't mind leaving it a bit later. But at the moment, we've got Kate Curry still in front, Scarlett Robb just behind, Sasha Letica coming up. Well, just as I say that, Sasha is coming to the front as she comes up to 800 metres to go. just before halfway. Sasha's moving to the front after her great 3K the other day. And that is Scarlett Robb coming around now. And yeah, so that split just under 2:30 there, it looked like, through the 800. Bo Ritchie in 4th place, obviously after her amazing 800 this morning. Still looking strong at the moment, but yeah, it's Sasha at the front. You can see the different stride patterns they got there. She's got a nice fast turnover, Sasha. Scarlett Robb not giving her an inch, wanting to go with her as they form a little bit of a gap, that front 4. Bo Ritchie right in there as well. And Kate Curry still staying in after that early lead. So there they've gone through that K with 500 metres to go. Sasha looking very strong. I see that she's just signed for an American scholarship, so she'll be heading over there next August. And she's looking very strong at the front with 400 metres to go. Who's it going to be? All these girls are wanting it. Give it everything. Oh, it's still Sasha at the front now. Looking very strong indeed. And Kate Curry. Wow, Kate Curry is taking a storm. Yeah, so Scarlett won that 3K on Friday night. Bo Ritchie in second, obviously just won the 800, but Kate Curry at the moment is taking it by the storm. She's really looking good with 200 metres to go, and is a fast pace as well. Kate Curry, Bo Ritchie. Has Bo been saving a bit of a sprint again like she did in the 800? Bo Ritchie is absolute class. She competed in the World Juniors in the 800 and 1500 earlier this year, and it looks like Bo's going to take another title. Such an incredibly strong athlete. Coming down the home straight, going to take the double. Bo Ritchie, whoa, this is class. It's going to be pretty quick as well as Bo Ritchie storms through the line in 4:28. Absolutely incredible run. Kate Curry, Christchurch Girls in second place, and that was Poppy Healy, I think, who came through for third place. What a run by all these girls. I didn't even see Poppy at the front in that last bit, so she obviously had a very fast finish in that last lap with that 800 metre speed that she's got, as well as she's a good 400 runner. But wow, all credit goes to Bo Ritchie. After breaking the 800 record this morning, she still had enough in the legs to take that 1500 metre title. Wow, what an incredible athlete. No wonder she's already representing New Zealand, and she's only a year 12 as well, so she's got another year that she'll be back here. But incredible run by Bo Ritchie. And we'll just wait for those results to come up there. You can see her arms as she's coming around that bend. Kate had a wee look behind. Poppy Healy coming through there now. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Poppy had an incredible finish. As we see the girls fighting it, the grimaces on their face. But Bo still looks pretty relaxed down this home straight, lifting those knees, driving those arms. And Bo Ritchie took that win from St Peter's School in 4:28.87, a good solid time, not too far off her PB, even though she only ran an 800 a few hours ago. Goodness me. I never did the double when I was at secondary school nationals. That is very impressive. Kate Curry was second place, Christchurch Girls Fast School, 4:30.14, which was a personal best for her. An incredible run after doing that early leading, then going back into the front and still holding on for second place. Poppy Healy will wait for her time to come up there as well. Very good run. Obviously happy that probably that she chose just to do the 15 and not worry about the 8, considering she just got a bronze medal. Impressive running by Poppy as well. And all of these girls, I'm sure we've got a few more personal bests coming. Yeah, so Poppy Healy third place from Queen's Margaret College in 4:30.46, barely anything in between second and third there. Scarlett Robb did hold on for fourth from 4:31 after winning that 3K title on Friday night. Pretty amazing achievement, first and fourth. Sasha Ledeker didn't quite have it in the legs in that last lap, but still an impressive run there in 4:33.07. For fifth place. Asher Edwards, Takapuna Grammar School, 4:33.42, and that's a personal best for her. Incredible run in that heat. Pretty hot out there now, and yeah, came through nicely. Jessie McKenzie, Hutt Valley High School, 4:34.53, also a personal best. Pretty awesome place to run a personal best, peaking perfectly at nationals after having the heats in the legs as well. And yeah, we've got an incredible run by those girls, and they should all be very proud of themselves. If they don't quite get the result they wanted, there's always more races, of course, and it's part of the sport having ups and downs along the way. But yeah, oh, that was just phenomenal by Bo. I don't know how she does it.
pretty impressive to be able to, for her and for Sam in the, who'll be coming up next in the...
No, Sam Ruth. So he just had the 1500 earlier, he's in the junior. And he had a phenomenal weekend, hasn't he? He, took that 1500 heat for the record yesterday, ran the 3:49 and yesterday to obviously win the heat by a lot, and then still won the final today, but did the record yesterday and then did the 800 record today. So he must have chosen to do one each day, just casually. Impressive. But here we go for the senior boys 1500 metre final, and George Wiley has gone to the front. George Wiley has only run the 800 a few hours earlier, and that incredible silver medal that he won there, and very fast finish. So he's certainly got the speed coming in from longer distance running, obviously 1500 definitely, but also 3K, good at cross country. But the field has slowed down as they come round that bend, so it could be a tactical race, not like last year's 1500 where Daniel Prescott went to the front and ran like crazy to lead by like 50 metres after even a lap, and the field couldn't quite chase him down in that impressive run. But here we see number 258 leading, or that 256, Justin Cunningham maybe at the front near George Wiley in second, James McClay in third. Obviously James McClay is a star athlete, second on Friday in the 3K behind Caleb Wagner in that very fast finish. Obviously competed at World Juniors and made the final this winter, and the phenomenal run of 3:46, and phenomenally talented athlete. George is a PB of 3:47, so there's a few sub 350 guys in this field, and obviously we know Caleb Wagner, sitting a little bit further back at the moment, is in incredible form after his, I think 8:14 maybe it was 3K that he ran a couple weeks ago in that race with Sam Ruth, where Sam ran the fastest time in the world for a 15-year-old world record. So yes, that 3K shows that he should run a pretty incredible 1500 as well right now, as we see all the boys bunched up. James McClay's at the front. I know he doesn't particularly like leading, so we'll see whether one of the other boys come round. George Wiley in the inside there. All these boys looking like no one's particularly wanting to lead at the moment. James looking around to the side. Come on, one of these boys, he's saying, you take the lead, I'll try and save it for later. But looking like this is, very tactical, not a fast race as they go through that 700 in about 2:06. Oh, there's a bit of a stumble there possibly. They're getting really wide, almost into lane 3 there. Everybody wanting to save it for that kick. When are they going to go? I wonder if Caleb might not want to leave it too late, being on the endurance side, and saying that he had an incredible sprint finish the other night with James McClay, 57 second last lap in that 3K race, in around 8:30 I think that was. So, but as I say, with an 8:14, 8:15 3K, he is strong. James McClay is in incredible form as well. But all these boys, George Wiley's still there. How are his legs feeling after the 800? He is an impressive runner, so I'm sure he still has more left. This is going to be very exciting as they hit that 1K split in just under 3 minutes. So not particularly fast for these boys, so they're all probably feeling all right, because most of these boys have pretty fast PBs. As they come up to 400 metres to go, what is going to happen? James McClay's at the front. Can he hold it? Caleb Wagner right on his shoulder. And George Wiley's still there as well. They're all still there at the moment. This could be anybody, as we see James McClay put in another burst, 300 metres out, and maybe getting a bit of a breakaway on Caleb Wagner. George Wiley right there. James McClay looking strong, pumping the arms. Caleb Wagner not wanting to let him go. These three have made a gap on the rest of the field, as we see James McClay possibly grimacing a wee bit. Caleb Wagner coming up into his shoulder. We have George Wiley still there. Who's it going to be? Oh, Caleb Wagner's really wanting this, but so is James McClay as they come into the home straight. James McClay pumping the arms, so is Caleb Wagner. Don't forget George Wiley is still there as they come down the home straight in just over 4 minutes at the moment. And it's still James McClay. James McClay is your senior national champion. After silver, the opposite way round on Friday in the 3K. First for Caleb Wagner in the 3K and second for James McClay. The tables have switched and James McClay is first, Caleb Wagner second, with George Wiley in third place. That was impressive running. And James, to be able to hold on there with all the pressure on his shoulders with a lap to go, being at the front, he still managed to hold them all off. That's some very impressive running, especially he only competed at World Juniors in August, so he's come off an incredible race there, making the final at the World Juniors, James McLay, and then possibly had a bit of a break and then has come back and still manages to win the national title in a pretty quick turnaround. But Caleb Wagner stopping his watch there, he wanted it probably on Strava. But yeah, James McLay 4:05.50, Caleb Wagner 4:05.55, and we'll wait for George's time there as well. Oh my goodness, New Zealand running, it's on fire. Yeah, so George Wiley 4:06.73, Tauranga Boys College, part of that amazing group in Tauranga under Craig Kirkwood. Of course, James McLay, coached by James Ansell out of Christchurch, even though James lives in Invercargill. Got James Weber in 4th place from Wakatipu High School in 4:08.22. It looks like that might have actually been a personal best coming up for him. That's incredible run against these top boys. Max Wildboar in 5th place, 4:08.65. Hamish Murray in 6th after an 800 this morning in 4:10 from Queen's College. As we see these times come up in the tactical race that we just saw. Gunriga Willers in 3rd place from St Patrick's College in 14:81. All these boys doing amazing to be in that final top 12 in the country, top 15 in the country. Cullum Wass from St Patrick's College in 4:11.01. Oh my goodness, Kelly, what do you think of that finish?
It was pretty impressive. It's a little bit nail biting there for all their supporters of both of those boys, James McLay and Caleb Wagner. They would have been rooting for each person.
Yes.
You could definitely hear that the crowd was pretty vocal and cheering them on. It's always great to see everyone getting behind all the boys and people who are competing.
Yeah, and we also had further down the results, so Justin Cunningham in 10th place here from Sean Collins was in 9th place from Mount Maunganui College, Justin Cunningham in 10th place, Freyberg High School, Jake Lomas, Tauranga Boys College, 4:11.95, Jack Sneddon in 12th, St Peter's College Auckland, 4:13.29, Red Scampion, King's College, 4:13.97, and Robert Fitzpatrick in 14th place from 4:14.92, Fletcher Van Hooven there in 15th place, 4:24. Yes, that was incredible sprinting off a tactical race, but it was still ended up being, not crazy fast, but still ended up being a very exciting race in that last lap. And it doesn't really matter about times anyway at these events, as we say. Sometimes they go for the times, and sometimes it's more about the medals. So obviously Sam Ruth ran quicker in the junior boys yesterday, but completely different race, so it's hard to say how they would stack up against each other. But he is also a very exciting athlete to watch, as are many other athletes have competed this weekend, and everyone's in different stages of their career and started at different points, and some might have come off sickness or injury, and it's all about balancing and obviously when they're still all very young, and I'm sure have many years ahead of them.
Definitely, and we're just popping back quickly to the Pikitoru triple jump here for the seniors. That was just Ari Kesharia from Burnside High School. It was 13:05 for that 4th round jump. He does have a best of 13:50. He's currently sitting in the 4th position. Angie and I actually earlier were talking about, as part of a conversation of how difficult sometimes it can be to get 4th in a competition.
Yeah.
So he'll definitely be wanting to improve that in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, we were saying how sometimes you'd almost rather get 5th than 4th possibly, because it's so hard just missing the medal, isn't it? But obviously it's still a very, very good result. But yeah, I think 4th is rough when you're that close to 3rd. And I've heard some psychologists reckon that 1st and 3rd are often the most happy, because 1st you've won, 3rd you've just got on the podium, maybe 2nd you wanted to win, but I'm sure it depends on everyone's perspective coming in and where they're ranked and things like that as well, doesn't it? But yeah, obviously, and even to be at nationals, gosh, these guys and girls are so talented and doing so well and put in so much hard work.
And we just want to, hopefully for the young rangatahi to enjoy and just be passionate about the sport, as
100%.
well as obviously there's always going to be a competitive element, but hopefully they just their love for the sport is just growing, because we would love to see the numbers transition into the adult age group.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, nobody probably remembers the 15-year-old superstars. You know, obviously a lot of them come through, and that's amazing, but it's all about how they do in the senior years, isn't it? And of course, many of them do continue on to be incredible, and that's what it's all about. But we hope that they do come through and shine in their senior years, because it's a sport that they can be in for life. So so I'm sure, and a lot of the world's best did run amazingly well when they were young, but some come through in later years. They're all on different journeys, and but most important is that they enjoy it, as you say, and make friends and get to travel and all these amazing experiences that the sport can bring them.
And that was Zahn Bowden from Rangitoto College, currently in first place. He does not increase his distance in that round, but he still remains in the lead by about 8 centimetres. Connor Gilliland from Central Southland College is just on his heels with a 13.54. So they're just heading into the 5th round, and this is a 400 metre para senior multi-class final. We have in lane 2 Lee West with a T20, lane 3 Daniel Kitts T37, lane 4 Toby Patterson, lane 5 Jackson Woolley T38/F36, lane 6 Louis Douglas in a T20, and lane 7 in Josh Ray T38. So for those not familiar with para events, they have different classes depending on their disability. And so it is great to see, you know, a full field of para boys here for the Whāro Mita 400 metres. And it looks as though we have Jackson Woolley there from Papamoa College coming through, but in the outside lane we do have Josh Ray from Papanui High School, who's just making it through. It looks like Josh Ray may have just taken that over Jackson Woolley.
It looks like he may have just broken the minute as well, which is a very impressive time for 400 metres. Very exciting race, and as you say, so good to see a stacked field, and these such inspiring athletes that come out here and really show just how incredible they are. As you say, a few different classes there, so they can be converted depending on what their disability is.
It was just awesome to see. I just spoke with the chef de mission from the Paralympics, Raylene Bates, earlier yesterday and today, and she said that it was such a great time there over in Paris this year, and you know, we just had such an outstanding results from the Aotearoa team, as well as in different events, but we had a really strong athletics representation there with a lot of medals, which was incredible to see.
Yes, it sure was. I was glued to the screen, and we saw Kiwis just absolutely flying on the world stage. And it looks like in this 400 we might be missing one result, because I'm sure there was 2 over the line about the same time. But it looks like they put up Jackson Woolley in first place, 59.04 from Papamoa College. So that looks like it's a personal best for him as well, which is incredible. I'm not sure if that's his first time under... Oh, it looks like they're changing the results possibly there. First time under a minute or not, but that minute barrier is always a special one to break in the 400. And we're just waiting on those results to come through, as we had those boys very close over the line there.
And it looks like we got the confirmation of the results. Jackson Woolley there, Papamoa College, in that 59.04. Second, Lee West, 1:04.67. Lane 3 was third place was Daniel Kitts with 1:08.19. Fourth was Louis Douglas with a 1:10. Apologies, my speech is being slurred with no. And then fifth was Josh Ray, 1:11.37, and sixth was Toby Patterson with 1:15.86. And so we had both Jackson Woolley and Louis Douglas with personal bests there. which is great to see.
It's also great to see 3 boys from Papanui High School. I know Papanui are very good at having large teams at events, and very, particularly in the power event. So well done to Papanui High School for having such great athletes across the board.
We have the senior girls whāro meter 400 metres lining up on the track there that you can see, just eagerly awaiting for the start of their race. We have in lane 1 Georgia McHutchin from Taieri College, lane 2 Faith Coffin from Craig Diocesan, lane 3 Paige Skinnell from Sacred Heart College, lane 4 Sasha Kilmister from Kapiti College, lane 5 Kate Borton from St Cuth's College, lane 6 Maddie Waddle from St Peter's School, lane 7 Zara Ford from King's College, and lane 8 Ruby Simon from Christchurch Girls High School.
And this is an incredible lineup, and it could be anybody, but we do focus as well on Maddie Waddle after competing at the World Juniors this year, early in the year, and having a personal best of 53.97. But it could be anybody because all these girls are fast. Kate Borden has been in very fine form with her personal best of 55.63 there as well, and looking good in the round. So all these athletes are in it, and it's going to be an exciting race. Let's see what they can do. As the Naikai Oma are off, these athletes are off, out of the blocks, firing away and getting out hard. We'll see as they come onto the back straight, but it looks like it might be Maddie Waddle already making a bit of a gap on the rest of the field out in the outside lanes. Maddie Waddle looking very strong there with a personal best of 53. She is absolute class, making that semi-final at World Juniors for New Zealand. Maddie Waddle, number 786, looking really strong, pumping the arms as she comes around the bend.
Onto the back straight here for Maddie Waddle, looking still pretty comfortable with a very good lead.
That's Kate Borton in second place, looking really hungry and looking in like she's going to get that silver medal. But at the front we have Maddie Waddle coming down the home straight, and work time looks like it was around her PB, possibly maybe just under 54. Kate Borton in second place, and that might have been Zara Ford in third place. We will have confirmation of that shortly, but incredible racing by all these girls, and such an incredible run by Maddie Waddle. I got to meet her at the New Zealand development camp earlier this year, and she is an incredible, oh my gosh, it was a personal best and a record 53.71 from Maddie Waddle of St Peter's School. Far out, after having already the rounds in her legs, she has come, oh my gosh, come down the home straight in a 53.71. That is insane. Kate Borton, second place, 55.40, also runs a personal best, and Zara Ford in third place from King's College, 58.22.
It's great to see that record being broken. It's not an old record. It was held by Mia Powell from Linfield College, and it was in late 2022, so it's only 2 years old. But now that will reset, and she will be at least the record holder for a minimum of 1 year until next year's championships, where people will be vying for that. But a very impressive run. We have 4 personal bests from that race.
That's incredible. That's what it's about.
Which is so awesome. And we've seen so many records, but also just personal bests being broken over the weekend. You know, there's great conditions out there as a whole. We've had pretty minimal wind. It is coming up a little bit more, but you know, the sun's coming back out. It was a bit cold this morning, but it's beautiful there now.
Yes, and it's great to see Maddie, you know, really just world class, really. I mean, that's a world class time as we look to the jump there. But Maddie's obviously the daughter of Rob Waddell and Sonia Waddell, so she has got pretty incredible parents, both Olympians and world class athletes, obviously.
We just saw a little bit of a tumble there in the long jump, the pikitoru, but currently we are looking at Zahn Bowden, who is the current leader. So he got a jump of 13.70 in the last round,
which is great to get his furthest jump on that last round. What a way to finish his jumping, and will that hold on for gold?
So Connor Gilliland, who is currently in second place from Central Southland College, he also jumped further in that previous round of 13.60. So I think I said earlier that there was 8 centimetres between them, whereas now it's 10 centimetres. So Zahn has just slightly increased that lead, but they've both pushed up on that, and we'll just keep pushing each other, and that's what it's kind of all about. You know, if you see someone else doing a bit better, it just motivates you and adds fuel to the fire of you wanting to go further. That looked like Finn Clements from Te Awamutu College. So this is their final round now. They've just completed 5, going into the 6th round.
As we're getting ready for the senior boys 400 metre final shortly as well. It's going to be an incredible race. All 8 guys are fast obviously, but it's going to be close for the medals. There's been some pretty speedy times run in the previous rounds as well as previous weeks leading into this. So we will see what's going to happen in this boys 400 metres senior boys final. So lane 1 we have Cody Armstrong of Mount Unsparing College, lane 2 William Rolfe from St Peter's College, lane 3 Ollie Davis, Central Southland College, lane 4 Noah King, Northcote College, lane 5 Hunter Scott, Christchurch Boys High School, lane 6 Kahurangi Kotahill, King's College, lane 7 Harrison Lang, Christ College, and lane 8 Connell McLean, Westlake Boys High School.
So we have Noah King and Hunter Scott, who both have very close personal bests to each other, so they'll be contesting most likely for this gold in the 400 metres.
As well as Kahurangi Kotahill. I think he's actually got the fastest personal best there, 47. Incredible athlete that we see coming round the bend now. It is Kahurangi Kotahill at the front coming onto the home straight, and that is Hunter Scott in second, looking pretty lactic in the legs. Is that Noah King possibly coming up maybe into that second place, but it's all Kahurangi Kotahill for the win, and we will just get confirmation. Connell McLean may have came through for second place. He's a 400-800 guy, and just showed he had that 800 endurance at the end there coming through, and possibly a personal best as well. Incredible running there. Kahurangi Kotahill takes the win from King's College in 47.20 and a personal best. What an incredible time to take that 400 metre senior title. Kahurangi Kotahill, coached by Nari out of Auckland there. The incredible coach Nari, who's got lots of incredible sprinters this weekend. And that was Connell McLean in second place, Westlake Boys High School, 48.51. Harrison Lang came through in third, bit of a mix up on names there, from Christ College, 48.62. Amazing running by Harrison Lang, seems to be getting better every race he does. Noah King in fourth place, 48.83. Hunter Scott, Christchurch Boys High School, 49.38 for fifth. Cody Armstrong, Mount Aspiring College, 50.61. Ollie Davis, Central Southland College, 51.01, still running a personal best there. And William Rolfe, St Peter's College, 51.09. Wow, Keely, what did you think of that?
That was definitely very impressive, and it's a pretty harsh event. You could see Hunter Scott really struggling just in that last little bit with the lactic, and that's just an unfortunate thing that does happen in 400 metre races. You can't really anticipate when the lactic's going to hit you and how hard it is to push through that, but he just still did an incredible job. And our top 3, Kahurangi Kotahill, Connell McLean and Harrison Lang, all got personal bests, so that just shows the fine form that those young boys are in. Yeah,
and it's incredible they've done that also after already having 2 rounds in the leagues, and some of them even doubling up in either the 8 or the 2 or 1. So fantastic running. Obviously conditions were good, and they absolutely fired when they needed to, as we see possibly a bit of a stutter on the end there in the triple jump.
There's Lockie Kennedy. He's currently in 5th place. He has got a personal best in this competition, so that is great to see, with 13.17. But in that one there, he did just look like he kind of rotated a bit too much, over-rotated potentially, and couldn't quite take off in the position that he would have been hoping for. But next up on the runway, we have Leon Roger from Rathkeil is currently in 3rd place. He had a bit of a shaky start with 2 fouls, but put a really good string together for a 13.50 in the 3rd round and followed it up with a 13.53, which is his best jump of the day so far. Can he go even further and closer towards his personal best 13.59? He's definitely within the realm. He's not far off. We'll have to wait to see what the officials come back with. He's eagerly awaiting that and going over there to see. He's got his arms up in the air.
13.27 it looks like for that one, was it?
13.70.
Oh my goodness, there we go.
And that was a personal best there for Leon
Wow.
Roger, so he'll be pretty happy with that.
Wow, what a way to do it.
Final round, and that moves him up into 2nd place at the moment. He is 13.70 is what the current leader Zahn Bowden from Aorangi Toto College has also jumped, but they do have a countback system in the horizontal jump, so it goes to your next best jump, which Zahn Bowden has a higher next best jump of 13.62, whereas Leon Rogers' next best jump is 13.53. We have Ari Kasharia from Burnside High in his final attempt, sitting in 4th place there.
Kelly, I must ask, have you done triple jump yourself? I'm not actually sure, I should know that.
No, I haven't. Kevin was saying before whether I had, but no, I haven't. I have only done some in bounding. Oh, they look pretty happy. That's hilarious. It's obviously the mum and then Helena Dennison on the coach on the right-hand side. That puts him in the lead with 13.88 for Ari Kasharia from Burnside High School. What a great clutch jump coming through in the 6th round. They look ecstatic. It's always great to see.
To the school who has shown the greatest sort of teamwork, resilience and unrelenting drive to get their athletes and succeed here at these championships. And this year the award goes to Central Southland College, where there's been 2 teammates and rivals supporting each other and the rest of the school athletes to get here. So we want to give them a massive cheer for training together and showing that resilience to come from down south in Winton. And accepting on behalf of the school is going to be Ollie Davis from our Bailey's manager. So congratulations to Central Southland College out of Winton in the Deep South.
And we are just back at the Pekitoru, the triple jump, which we had a bit of a overhaul of the 1st place getter at the moment. Ari Kasharia from Burnside High School jumped a massive personal best of 13.88. He's now in the lead, but Zahn Bowden from Rangitoto College has his final jump to go. So can he push back into the 1st place spot? It's definitely a bit of pressure now going in because he's been leading for majority of the competition. To have that lead kind of overtaken just in the final one of the final jumps is part of the sport and adds to the excitement for viewers, but it definitely adds to the pressure for athletes.
It looked like it was 38 centimetres better than Ari's previous best as well, so certainly leaving it to the last jump, and I think coming through from about 5th position into 1st, which is a phenomenal way to be able to do it on the last jump when it really counts.
So we'll wait those results there as whether or not Zaan Bowden, he in the final jump has managed to retain the lead there with a 14.01. It is just off his personal best of 14.02, so he's in tip-top shape there, and that was a very much a great clutch jump and some awesome excitement to add to the end of the senior boys Piki Toru triple jump.
Goodness me, that's so gripping. It's literally swapped. The leader swapped a few times within the last few minutes.
And that's just the nature of some of the events, which is so great. We saw that, Kevin was saying earlier, we saw that in the shot put at the Olympics with Maddie Wishy earlier in the year, and the final throw overtaken by the German shot putter. And you know, it makes the event so gripping and entertaining and exciting to watch for viewers. But as I said, it can be very much a pressure environment, and you know, obviously Zaan Bowden was able to rise up to that and use that as fuel to fire and jump very, very close to his personal best. So well done, Zaan Bowden, for his first, I believe, title in the New Zealand Secondary Schools of 2024.
Yes, that was just so exciting. And I mean, as you say, it must be such a mental game to be able to, you know, see your competitors doing these really, I don't know, maybe sometimes do they not even want to look at what their competitors are doing, or you see them, you know, being overtaken, but then still be able to come back and say, no, I've still got this, you know, and for Zane to come through and do that on that final one after being overtaken the previous jump. But they obviously gave each other a hug as well, so I'm sure they're all good friends and are happy for each other. But that was the way to do it, wasn't it?
Definitely. And I think, you know, some people don't like to watch what other competitors do. I know in high jump there are people that turn away and don't watch and just really hate to see it. So, you know, it's just, there's just so many emotions that kind of go through your body and your brain at all in one go. But just the final confirmation there of the top three results from the senior boys Piki Toru triple jump. We have Zaan Bowden with a big... actually, I think it's been upgraded to a 14.09. I'm pretty sure that said 14.01 before, unless I misread that. So that is incredible there with a personal best there for him. And Ari Kasharia from Burnside High with a 13.88, also a personal best. And Leon Roger from Rathkeel College with a personal best of 13.70. You can see the remaining top 8 there on the leaderboard, with 4th Connor Gilliland from Central Southland College, 5 Lockie Kennedy, St Pat's Silverstream, 6 Joshua Innes, Tauranga Boys College, 7 Riley Wilson from Maruawai College, and 8 Finn Clements from Te Awa Mutu College. So absolutely incredible there. We've got 9th is Julius Gibson, Waitaki Boys High School, Sam Hobart from Waimate in 10, 11 Kerr Botha, and I'll just confirm the final ones. Ruben Wheeler from Roncalli College in 12th, and Samuel Burton in 13th place there. Unfortunately, Elliot Willis is there in one pass. But what an incredibly exciting end to the championships for the triple jumpers there.
As we see the 4x100 metre para senior boys final, and we just have the one team there as he zooms down the back straight.
We just have the abbreviated form PPNU of the team name. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it might be Papanui High School, from what I can see. As I say, Papanui High School always have a strong contingent in the para athletics. And here we go, the fourth runner, nice baton change over there. And it looks like he says Papanui High School coming down the home straight. His arms are driving, his knees are lifting, and he is going to take his team through for the national title in the senior power boys 4x100 metres. Great running there, just over a minute for that team. And thankfully they'll keep the batons in the hands. It's always the main thing for a relay. Even at Olympic level, you do see sometimes that baton being dropped. So I'm sure these boys have been practicing their baton changes and did a great job there of getting it all the way around I know myself when I have been made to do a 4x1, not really my event, that you know, the bat and change can be quite nerve-wracking. You know, want to take off a little bit before they get to you and have the timing just right. A 4x4, you know, maybe not quite so crucial, that bat and change, but you still, you know, when it's coming down to those fine margins of hundredths of a second, you still want that to be nice and smooth. As we have more 4x100 metre races coming up, the junior girls are next, followed by the junior boys, senior girls and senior boys. Then we have the 4x400s mixed races, and then the separate age groups, the juniors followed by the seniors there. So you look at the girls hammer throw on screen, and in this competition we have Leela Sartefiti, Jessie McGrauther, Michaela Solar, Aurora Carswell, Brooke Ebden Collins, Zoe Rutherford, Jessica McKellen, Miller Lossalini, Los, and the next throwers will be coming up on the screen. And Isla Hughes there, Hutt Valley High School, Orla Motley from St Andrews College. So this is going to be an exciting roundup, and New Zealand has got a very proud history with hammer throw. Obviously some great hammer throwers still competing now at international level, and certainly in previous years as well, with Julia Radcliffe, of course, you know, someone that I've been on many teams with and competing at top level internationally, as her fellow competitors, also with Lauren there as well, also competing for New Zealand. As we look on screen now for the first hammer throw of the competition. And these girls are just so technically sound, getting that hammer out a good way. And we'll have a look at that distance as it comes up. Still a bit of wind out there, but conditions are pretty good really. Initially we thought that it was going to come out really windy this afternoon, but thankfully that's held off. As we go to the junior girls 4x100 metres. And some smooth baton changes there down the back straight, as we see the positionings changing around a bit. And we've got Tony back on the mic as well here, so nice to have you back, Tony. We see the girls coming around the bend. I can see that's Alessandra Jarry from Villa Maria, passing on the baton there. And what school is that at the front?
It's in lane 5, so that's just trying to pick up those schools there. We've got a list of those. Yeah, it's good to be back inside, Angie. It's very warm out there now. The predicted 27 degrees is certainly hit
It's come quite late, hasn't it? This morning I thought maybe it's not going to get there, but yeah. I see the max temperature is meant to come around 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
And we see that first place time at 50:44 there, a very fast time for that first school. So we'll get that up shortly. Villa Maria College in second place. Third place was, so Villa was 51:30. And then third place 53:17, and we'll get that list of schools up shortly. Looks like maybe Wellington College in fourth, St Patrick's in fifth, I believe. And we see the hammer throw there as well.
So that was Mount Albert Grammar, which the abbreviation I couldn't get to click with my memory after being out in the heat. And so yeah, that was Mount Albert Grammar girls that taking out that junior, so a good victory for them with a time of 50.44.
Yeah, that was an incredible run and some very smooth baton changes, enabling them to take that gold medal, with some obviously top sprinters there. They'll be a very proud team going home with gold medals. As we look at the hammer throw as well, heaving her out past the 35 metre mark, it looks like. That's Brooke Ebden Collins. And at the moment, it looks like we have Michaela in the lead. With GC in second and Lila in third, with obviously Minnie still to throw. And I guess these girls as well, and the hammer will be part of the whole performance, will be keeping cool between throws. It is pretty hot out there, as you say. It looks like we may have just had a foul there. Didn't quite release it as she liked. It looks like GC threw a personal best on her first throw, which is an impressive way to start the hammer throw. I'm sure coach will be happy going out and throwing a personal best in the first round. Couldn't ask much for more than that. And Michaela's throw wasn't too far off her personal best at 48.28. She has a personal best of 50.58 there from Hutt Valley High School. Like a good distance out there as well.
And it looks like that's Melly Lose out of Hamilton Girls. She's definitely a contender. She's got a best throw of around 49.5 metres. So not sure whether that was measured or whether that was a foul.
Tony, have you ever thrown a hammer throw before?
I've circled it around my body but not thrown it.
Right, okay, you didn't go for that release. Could have been a bit dangerous maybe.
Yes. So this is Isla Hughes in there now. Hutt Valley High.
Cool, so we just get some of these measurements up. 29.38 for that one there as we switch back to the 4x100 metre junior boys. It's going to be an exciting race. We've had some incredible sprinting this weekend as we see them zooming down the back straight. And I'll just get some scores up for you. And that looks like it could be, is it Christchurch Boys High School coming around the top there in first place at the moment. And it looks like it is Christchurch Boys High School in lane 5 there. Oh no, don't quote me on that as they come through the line. Some speedy sprinting, about 45 seconds there, it looks like. We'll just get some results up. It's a bit hard to see some of the names of these schools. And we had two Christchurch Boys High teams in that final actually. And it was Christchurch Boys High School. I was right. I think I saw the other Christchurch Boys High team, and it threw me off because there was two in that field. But it looks like they have got the record, that Christchurch Boys team, 44.41 for the new national secondary school record. Incredible running from Christchurch Boys High School there. Second place is. We'll just get it up, 44.97, and then the Christchurch Boys High B team coming for the bronze medal in 45.65. So Christchurch Boys High School were first and third, gold and bronze. There will be a lot of celebrating for that team with their incredible school coach, Mike Jury there, who does so much for those boys, and I just am so inspired by the way he supports his boys, and he's at every inter-club meet that we see in Christchurch, and doing all these amazing write-ups about the boys, and he's put a lot of effort in, and I'm sure they will have a lot of celebration in that. So big shout out to Mike Jury and helping these boys perform at their absolute best this weekend as they take that gold and bronze medal.
Thank you. Very special performance when you've got two teams to manage to medal in an event like this. conditions absolutely ideal out there. There's a little bit of a breeze, but the sun's shining. It looks very good indeed.
That's right. We're so glad that that wind is held away. No runners like wind, I don't think. I mean, I'd rather have any other climate. I'd rather have freezing cold, boiling hot, rain, but wind is what affects times the most. So there's a bit of a breeze come up now, but as you say, it's been pretty amazing all weekend, and it's, I think, what's helped us see some records broken. And hopefully that wind doesn't pick up too much more for these final races, as we also have the 4x4s coming, and we all know that wind in a 400 metres is also not ideal.
And we've got the girls' hammer in action at the moment, and we'll be able to pay attention to that in the course of the next short while. And next up on the track, we're going to have the girls' 4x100 metres senior finals. And we've got to be quite clever in terms of our interpretation of the full name of the school isn't there. We've got the initials, and I'm guessing name one is Waimati Craighead on the inside of that. And we do a little run through the entries. There are, in fact, just short of 200 schools competing here at these championships. So that's hugely impressive, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's so good to see athletics is really thriving. I think for a while there, maybe, we wondered if it was going to be a sport that could dwindle out a wee bit, but I think if anything, in the previous few years, it's just getting stronger and stronger here in New Zealand, and some of these juniors looking like they could be Olympic medalists in the years to come, and as we see records being broken, record after record. So very exciting for the sport, the way it's going, as we see the hammer hit the net there. So she will go and reflect and try and get it out clearer next time. So we see this senior girls 4x100 metre final about to take place.
So in their blocks and just waiting for the call up and to start position. And on their way. And we watch for the quality of the handover at each of the three change zones.
Yes. Naikai Oma all there giving it their best as they pass on down to the back straight. Their arms drivings, knees lifting, as we see. The camera's not quite focusing on it, but the third athletes in each team coming round the bend. And is that Bo Ritchie out there again? After already having 2 gold medals, looks like that might be her Cambridge team coming through.
In lane 5, is it, to STCU?
St Patrick's College. Oh no, we've got a hamstring pull. Oh no, that is horrible to see. Oh, that is heartbreaking. It looks like, the final athlete in that team pulled her hamstring, and we'll just see the names as the results come up. Oh, she's still finishing the race. Oh, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But one of those things of the sport that can happen when you're running your absolute max speed, and muscles can tense up, and that's heartbreaking. But hopefully she gets the support she needs to recover from that, and hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Right, teammates sort of moving alongside, and she won't be putting too much weight on that right leg for some time until she gets treatment.
So it looks like it was St Patrick's College, Cambridge, in first place there, 47.95. Is that Havelock North possibly? In second place, 49.37, and Rangitoto College in third place, 49.46, as far as I can see. But obviously second place was in second place with 50 metres to go, pulling up there with an injury, and I'm sure her teammates will support her, and unfortunately that is part of the sport, so I'm sure she'll bounce back to her best.
Right, so that's the result of the Senior Girls 100. I'm just looking at STPC on our program. It looks like it's St Peter's School, who had 36 athletes here, and so they've been well represented, and nice to pull off something in the final event, the relay. And I think you're quite right, Angie, a little bit of guesswork are always required, and just in terms of initial interpretation, and when you've got close to 200 schools. And Havelock North High School was in second, and we'll try that again, RG-T, we can see that in the program as well. All right, and that was Rangitoto College. So They're going to take the honours in that, and we move very quickly to the senior boys final. And we'll pick up shortly a bit of action in the women's hammer throw, which is now in its second round by the look of things.
Looks like we have Orla Motley leading at the moment with a first throw of 49.93, so she's currently sitting in first place. So the PB of 51 there, she is close to her PB on that first throw. Going into her second throw shortly, Michaela Sola sitting in second, and Jessie MacArthur in third.
Big part of secondary school sport, supporting them with some of the schools with petrol vouchers and things to help their sports people get to school. And the award today that we have is the Caltex Good Sport Award, which has been out on the social channels, and it's going to go to a person who shows dedication, commitment, sportsmanship, and overall an amazing person. And he's had a number of nominations for this year's Caltex Good Sport winner is Fletcher Van Hooven from Matamata College. Fletcher's the sole competitor from Matamata College here, but he plays a huge part in the school athletics and also his club at Tiaroa, helping out with ribbon days, Colgate games, and all of those things. He's a great role model in the club for the young ones in particular, and coming through and shows a lot of dedication for his training with those young people and himself on the rural roads. And he's had a great weekend as well, finishing in the finals. So congratulations, Fletcher, on receiving the Caltex Good Sport Award.
Thank you to Caltex, and thank you to Sarah for nominating me.
Thanks very much, Fletcher, and travel safe back to Matamata.
Rogers out on the track there making that presentation. Tony's played a significant part in terms of ensuring the school's championships measure up and take place with commitment and balance. And I think he's going to leave these championships very pleased that everything seems to have fallen into place very well indeed.
Yes, he's done a really good job. Everything, from far as I can see, has been really smooth, and I know he puts a lot of hours into making this meet happen. And yeah, so massive thanks to him. And he also does the Capital Classic, of course, coming up in end of January there, which is a great meet that he runs every year. And that looks like it's Orla Motley there from St Andrews College. I'll look at what that throw was. Currently in the lead. Great to see Orla Motley doing so well in the hammer as we look into the 4x100 metre relay senior boys.
And we've got two Christchurch Boys High School in the two inside lanes. We don't really get a clear picture of the outcome really until we get up into the second baton change, and there's a lot of action in the centre of the track. Christchurch Boys, WLOC, again stretching us in terms of being absolutely certain which school that represents. Wellington College, obviously, now.
Yeah, as we see Boys High coming into that first place as they hit the final straight, but Wellington College are not giving them an inch.
In fact, they've inched in front.
Wellington College taking the win of the senior boys 400 metre title. Christchurch Boys High School in second place, adding to that Boys High medal performances that they've had in the relay so far. First and third in the junior boys. And we'll just see the names there for the other results. That was a very gutsy run there by that last runner, anchor leg runner on the Wellington College team, and pulling his team through from Wellington College for a win in 42.94. Christchurch Boys High School second place 43.28, and that looks like it might be St Patrick's College in third place 43.72. Amazing running by all those boys. Anything can happen in a relay, and every leg is so important, but also every baton change. As we just look at the medals for the junior girls 100 metres earlier. Incredible running by all those girls there. Up on the dais.
and coming together. That's always a nice little touch, isn't it, when you know, they step up and yeah. So a little pause in track activity for the moment.
The 4x400s coming up soon though, which are going to be very exciting with that first race, that mixed 4x4, and then into the junior girls, junior boys, senior mixed, senior girls, senior boys to round out the weekend of competing. 4x4 is always such a great way to finish as well. I know myself, it's nice once you finish your individual events and then you have that nice team event to finish. And I'm not sure if you call the 400 nice, actually. It's a pretty grueling event, but you know, just emptying the tank after your individual events and doing your best for your team. And often athletes or Naikai Oma run their personal best in a 4x4 relay split because they're on such a high. They have that rolling start rather than out of the blocks, and I know a lot of athletes will have faster 400 splits than they might do in the individual 400. So I'm sure a lot of these boys and girls will be keen to know what they run and giving it their all for their team. As we look at Michaela Solar on screen.
We've seen Michaela already in these championships in the field, and that looked a very promising throw. The solar influence on athletics in throwing events, and particularly in the Wellington area, is immense. And we'll just see whether, in fact, the result comes up on screen, or we'll be able to use the spinning scoreboard that they have down there to record, to allow everybody around the ground the opportunity to see the distance. Is it going to make it around? Yes, it is going to make it around. And 51.71. Oh, wow. All right, so that's the first over 50 metre throw, I think, so far, Angie, in this competition.
That is very impressive. Yeah, that 50 metre barrier, I imagine, is a big thing for these girls. A few of them have personal best over that 50 metres, so very impressive throw there.
From Michaela Solo. So this is the last of the field events for the championship, and that will operate for the next probably another 40 minutes or so, I would think, by the time they get through to establishing the top 8, and then from there 3 further throws for those competitors.
As we see the athlete from Hillmorton was there. And then we can see Michaela Solar on screen's measurement was 51.71. As you say, put her in first place, currently ahead of Paula Motley, whose best throw has been 49.93 there.
How throwing in New Zealand has gone through, particularly for women, although probably it's been quite strong for men for quite a while, but certainly for women has been, with Lauren Bruce in particular, in more recent times.
Yes, obviously.
And Julia Radcliffe.
Julia Radcliffe as well. Yes, that's right. They both pushed each other to that, you know, that really world-class level. And obviously Julia's retired in the last couple of years, but great to see Lauren Bruce still out there and competing on the world stage, obviously at the Olympics as well.
And she will have learned her trade in the circles here in Timaru. Her roots firmly established here, the Bruce family, and Lauren competed as a schoolgirl from Craighead Diocesan School.
Looked like that previous throw from Michaela Solar was actually a personal best as well. Her previous best coming into this was 50.58, and her throw of 51.71 is over a metre further, so she'll be very stoked with that.
There are going to be many athletes who stepped away from these championships, Angie, who have established personal bests, hasn't it? It's been quite impressive.
It is. No, you see it in all, all the results. There's personal best, but sometimes it's literally personal best, right the way down the results, which is just so great to see that they've obviously peaked at the right time and it's all come together at the right time. And you can't really ask much more for that, whether it means a medal or not. If you throw or jump or run a personal best, you should be pretty proud of yourself.
Right, another medal presentation to take place. All right, so we're going to say bye-bye to Angie Petty. Angie, thank you for your insights and commentary here at the Track and Field Championships held here at Aorangi Park in Timaru for 2024. And all the best with, at the moment, you're going to go join family, but more importantly, the work that you're doing in terms of support of athletics and your coaching. So all the best.
Thank you very much. It's been an absolute honour to be here this weekend and commentating here. And yeah, we've had such incredible results, and I'm just so excited for the sport. And yeah, New Zealand Secondary Schools was a huge part of my career. I competed in the 800 all 5 years of my high school years, and it's so lovely to be back here. And seeing my record be broken this morning was pretty special by Bo Ritchie. But yeah, all these other records and just amazing performances, everyone giving their best. So the athletes should be very proud of themselves. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, bye-bye. Right, Tony Rogers moves back alongside.
Yes, thanks, Kevin. It's, as I said when I had a brief stint in here before, it's good to get inside in the shade now, and it's lovely and warm, and it's excellent condition for athletics. But you do want to have a bit of shade if you're on the move a bit, and I know most of the athletes are looking for that water after the competition. So we're underway in another relay here.
Is this the mixed junior relay?
Yes, so that'll be interesting. It looks like we've got Cashmere High, St Andrews.
Is it Wellington High School and St Pat's? I don't know. We just
Wanganui, maybe, and St Peter's College, St Peter's School will be. I think if it is.
There's a new dimension really of the sport where we do actually have a mixed relay over 4x400, so 2 male athletes, 2 female athletes, and the choice of who runs where is quite critical in this particular case. Leading out in lane 5, STPC stands for, I think
it'll be St Peter's College.
St Peter's College, yes, who have featured already in some of the relay success. The athletes still in lanes, coming up to the 500 metre mark.
St Peter's School of Cambridge, actually. So that's the C stands for St Peter's of Cambridge. And
yeah, the athletes now braking for the first time, braking lane, and
we've had a little bit of debate about whether we should establish a running order. We noticed at the Olympics this year in the 4x4 mixed, all of the teams, whether they were expected to do it that way, possibly from a television spectacle point of view, that they all ran with the male runner first, a female runner second, and then the male third, finishing with.
We can see
the male runners definitely make up on the female runner, as you'd expect, and that's now that looks like Cashmere High, isn't it? That's coming through to take over first, and passing there to a female baton, and we've got 2 females in a row for St Peter's School. So we'll see what happens next. So there's a little bit of intrigue. Not easy to keep track of what's going on when they aren't set order for the gender, but
no, that's right.
But it does add a little bit more strategy, perhaps. But sometimes it can be a little bit more precious on the athletes as well.
I think it's going to pay dividends for a team out in front at the moment, doesn't it? It would be.
Cashmere, the first 200's gone, and the pace suddenly eased back a little bit there, didn't it? So often the way with relays, of course, that you run harder than you expect when you get that baton, and then it sorts itself out. So you're starting to have a look around, but Cashmere College is still in command from St Peter's, but we know that St Peter's will have a male athlete to run the finish, and this is a strong run from St Andrew's boy coming through, and I'm not sure what they're...
Oops, so nice.
Almost a lost baton there. So, yeah. St Andrews looks like they changed ahead of St Peter's.
Right, that's what's a 40-metre gap?
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to hold, I think. But let's see. Making a very good fist of it at the moment, nonetheless. So the gap is closing.
Yeah, so and it's so St Andrews College, and it is Kashmir, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Battle.
It's a good,
really good
contemporary
battle.
and it's not all over either.
No, it isn't, is it?
Kashmir finding some extra yards.
Definitely
In
fun.
fact,
all the various. So that's what relays. I was looking at the wrong line, of course, and so that's what relays are all about. Is that excitement of running for your team. It brings out the very, very best in any athlete. So
yeah, that was a classic, really, wasn't it? Giving away. Kashmir looked as if they were gone, really, with 150 to go. They'd been caught by St Andrews, and then the fight back. And I'm going to just wait for the finish of that one. I had a wee bit of a feeling that the dip on the inside from Kashmir may just have done it, but we'll wait for a moment or two to see.
I think you might be right. And so then I think it was St Peter's in third.
Here we are. This is this great finish.
Yeah, nice replay coming up here.
You can make the call.
Yes, I think the outside runner would possibly get up, but hard to know.
Yeah, there we are. It has got up.
He has got
4 minutes 01.31 to Kashmir High School. They'll go home very proud with that result. And 1/100th of a second between them. It was that close. St College in second.
Wanganui High School, I think, was fourth, so St Peter's will come in third. Unless we missed something in the exchanges there. Of course, we've always got to wait to see that the referees haven't made any judgments against teams when they're changing battens, and we did see that little mishap with a team in the change over there too. So the junior 4x4 mixed has been run.
All right, so next up in the relays, it's going to be the junior girls final.
We can switch back to the hammer and just give you an update. So, what's happening there? It's still Michaela Sutler. Yes, so we're sorting the order. Still the update that Michaela Solar is leading that hammer from Paula Motley and Mary Rosset.
Thank you. So we can get the running order.
So coming up, it's the St Diocesan in 2, St Peter's School of Cambridge in 3, Craighead Dio in 4, Burnside High in 5, Christchurch Girls High in 7, and we'll just check on what it is for lane 6.
I think that'd be Queen's High School Dunedin, is it?
That sounds like that's what it should be. Thank you, Kevin. A bit of local knowledge from Dunedin there. So now we're back to the hammer, and this looks like Isla Hughes from Hutt Valley High, and she finished it. At the moment she's in 8th place after 3 rounds, so that's why she's first to go as they sort out the reverse order. So Isla Hughes from Hutt Valley High. And that wasn't a good throw for her. It went into the net. You can see she slowed and lost a rotation sequence there at the end.
should be Illawarra Carswell in the circle now. Got out there to around mid-30s, I should say.
Distance gone up on the rotating board. That's been very efficiently operated by one of the many volunteers that have been part and parcel of these championships.
Yeah, and that's a nice improvement for Carswell from Wairarapa College, going out to 38.51.
All right, and on the screen again we have the 4x100 metres. The junior girls, although it's changed there, we went to 4x400 metres, isn't it?
Yes, it's 4x4.
6 teams about to go to their blocks. Always full of drama, these all relays are, but 4x4 the fortunes fluctuate considerably in the course of around under 4 minutes, or around the 4 minute mark for these girls, I would think. Maybe a fraction over 4 minutes.
Yeah, just the junior girls, if they can get close to 60 each runner, of course, that's what they'll be targeting. But yeah, they'll probably be around 4:08, I think, Kev, for these. I'm not sure what the records are. We'd have a bit of a check of that, shouldn't we?
That's junior girls, isn't it? Junior girls track 4x4 held by Dawson School for Girls.
So the junior mix may have set a new record there from memory, because that was 4:01. We might just flick back to that, have a look.
And on their way, the first of the 400 metre runners for each of these teams, just going that a record just for the record book is under 4 minutes, 3 minutes 56.21.
Yes, in that previous one it would seem that the junior mixed relay time of 4:01.31 was an improvement on the previous record of 4:02.85. So well done to Kashmir High for setting a new junior mixed relay in the previous event. So we're into the junior girls now and the early stages of this 1600 metre relay.
We don't have a clear picture, Tony, do we, till well into the second lap, because the stagger on this occasion is a sort of double stagger, really, because they make allowances accordingly to ensure that all of the athletes, you can't really tell. You do get an idea once they start to change battens, I guess. It's our best guide. The lead may change by the time they get into the back straight. So yeah, not much between these two teams in terms of out in front.
It looks like Burnside High came through first there, but as you say, they run 3 bends or 500 metres in staggers or in lanes, which is compensated by the stagger, and they'll drop onto the pole line as they hit the back straight now. And when it's tight, they must stand and wait for the baton at the start line for the next receiving runner by the order they pass the 200.
Right, so that's the way we'll see them go, even though the order has actually changed already.
Yeah, so the girls team from Burnside, I think it was on the inside, it was possibly, or maybe not. She'll have the pole position, the girl that she hands over to. So
So 2 laps completed, 2 to go. And so, oops, a daisy.
Oh, it's a lost baton there. So that's and that'll be interesting to see what the officials would judge that as, because my understanding is the person that drops the baton has to pick it up, so they'll have to decide which person dropped the baton. That was.
Well, I certainly think the incoming athlete was certainly not interested in picking up the baton, so he must have been aware of some of the degree of the rules.
She seemed pretty tired, I suppose, as well. So. We're trying to pick up the colours so we can see.
Right, that 400 metres is a demanding event. The first 200 goes quite okay, and then there's a bit of a demand on the legs. The lactic acid is.
I'm thinking it might be St Peter's. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, Burnside are in second, I believe.
Yes, that's definitely the Burnside colours going now.
Right, so if the third leg runners are all out there, the fourth leg runners will now step onto the track.
There's a bit of speed going into the race just before the 200 there by this young lady.
That's it. In fact, this is on the final leg, and through they go.
Yes, it was Diocesan School for Girls, I think, and there was a change there into second place as well.
And we'll have those results up on the screen very shortly, but some changing fortunes in the course of that 4x400 metres relay. And a need for this announcer to check that there are in fact 4 legs. And there it is, Diocesan School, the winners, in 4:35.33. Junior boys 4x4 up next. It was Craighead, in fact, who were in second place, 4:38.86. That throw continues. Athlete number 50. College, and Burnside High School was third in that event. So Dawson School from Auckland in first, 4:35.33. Craighead Diocesan School from Timaru second, 4:38.86, and Burnside High School from Christchurch in third, 4:41.03, and those 12 athletes will be the ones that collect the medals.
And I've just got a correction, Kevin. I realised I was quoting the time of last year's winner for the record for the junior mixed, but that wasn't a record. 4:01 still a respectable time in the junior mixed relay, but the record for the junior mixed relay is held by St Peter's School at 3:49, and a couple of reasonable athletes that we've seen break records in that today hold that record, Bo Ritchie and Maddie Waddell, so that record might stand for a little while, that junior mix from St Peter's.
Very likely. That was Zoe Rutherford, I think, in the circle that time from Aorangi College.
So skipping out there with us, she was pretty happy, wasn't she?
Yeah. I think there's probably a good reason to be reasonably happy. That's a good throw.
Yes, that's.
It's right up there with the best in the competition so far.
We'll push her possibly up there into in 5th place by the looks of it. Yeah.
Athlete 496 is Jessie McGrath from Otago Girls High School. So all these girls throwing in the mid-40s really, which is good competition, and it's pleasing to see the number of young women who are in fact performing at that level.
Yeah, because any throw for these young ladies around the 50 metre mark is really solid, so there's a good bunch of them in the high 40s there, isn't there?
Yeah. So Melly Lose of Hamilton Girls High School, and that might have been, just have a wee look at that with a wee presentation going on there.
Yeah.
Lying in third place at the moment, Melly Lose. And we're into the final throws, are we, for this one, Tony? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
we've got a couple to go in the 5th round, and then we'll be into the final round. That's right. Yep.
49.97. So that's an improvement from Mele Loseli of Hamilton Girls High School. All up, Motley lying in 2nd overall. And that won't be counting. So spinning well, but spinning too well, probably spinning out the front of the circle. Although Motley has a best of 49.93, which is right up with her career best. Who has her family roots here in Timaru initially, and now attending St Andrews College. And Michaela Sola leading this competition. No, yes she is. Her 2 throws over 51 metres.
For some of these girls like Michaela, who's just finishing their year at school as well, it's been a busy time. She was the head girl at Hutt Valley High, so came down yesterday after finishing school on Friday for the very last time. This will be her very last competition in school colours.
.50.99, great consistency there around the 51 metre mark.
Absolutely.
So we move to the final round for these senior girl hammer throwers. Program edging towards its conclusion, Tony, and the weather today has exceeded expectations. A little nippy this morning, but no great wind. The big northwest gales that were predicted by the Weather Bureau didn't happen.
No, so I've been to a good number of these championships over the years, not as many as my compatriots and colleagues, Mr McNabb and Mr Tilden, who I think have done all 50 of the track and field champs, but I know the ones I've been to, the weather this morning was probably the best you could ever get or want at a championships. Not too hot, overcast, no wind. It was about 15 or 16 degrees, which was quite okay for the competition this morning, for sure. The wind you can see is up a little bit now over the far side, and the temperature definitely soared once that sun, the cloud cleared, I should say, and the sun came through. We can see the hills easily in the distance now, whereas it's probably the first time they've been so visible all weekend, to be fair.
Yep, we're predicting a high of 26 degrees, and it's certainly into the mid-20s, I think. Old Laura Carswell of Wairarapa College gets the white flag. And we've got another track event. Fairly crowded.
4x4 for junior boys.
Yes.
So we've got Wellington College, St Peter's School of Cambridge, the Westlake Boys, A and B I think it is, Christchurch Boys High, Wanganui High School, Auckland Grammar, Burnside and Christchurch Boys High B team. So we've got 2 schools in here with 2 teams, and we'll see who comes around. As we said, it's hard to see who changes first, but we'll try and pick that up for you this time. And out there in lane 6, it's Auckland Grammar. And lads leaning into the breeze as he comes through. Coming through on the outside is Christchurch Boys.
That's out on the outside.
And it looks like...
And then down on the inside, what does it look like in about
Wellington College, yeah. In lane 1, they're going to come into third as they break the staggers. So it's still Auckland Grammar.
So the athletes now coming into the inside, into the lane, effectively lane 1, isn't it? So it's now, we've got a lot of pace going on down the back straight for this 4th place getter who's sweeping around the field.
So the officials are going to be working hard to get everyone lined up at this first change. Second change, I should say, that first change that's not non-lanes as they go into the 3rd lap.
That's a commanding lead.
Yes,
not unassailable though.
No, Auckland Grammar's got themselves set up to take the pace, and we'll see how they change. They've changed cleanly.
That was a good change too, really. Sometimes 4x4 they don't seem to have the same sort of what I'd call precision that you have on a 4x1.
Correct. I think we've got Wellington College might be the one that went through in 2nd.
And there is an advantage in these relays to be chasing. This one out in front is not able to exactly know what's happening behind.
Correct, and you can judge your pace better as well. It goes through into the last 150 before the final change.
But it's a lead I'd certainly like if I was going into, but it's still the home straight to go. A lead, what would we say, 30 metres, maybe a bit more, maybe close to 40 metres, which should be enough.
Should be enough. Auckland Grammar, I think it is, taking over. I'm pretty sure that's Wellington College Boys, and it's tight there for 3rd.
Right, into the back straight. So it's not all over really for the 2nd and 3rd either, for that matter. The chasing team in 3rd place is closing the gap, and they certainly can see the athlete in front. But whether that's going to be good enough, we won't know until they come around into the home straight, and it probably isn't going to be good enough if the angles are as we see them at the moment.
I think that's the status quo. We come through there.
It's a good victory. Yep. Pretty clear, decisive decisions in terms of 1, 2 and 3.
Looks like Westlake coming in now. First of their teams. Wanganui High in the green and gold crossing then. Another Burnside. Yes.
Dash back to.
See if there's been any change in proceedings in this hammer. We're down to the last couple of throws. And this is currently our 3rd place getters.
Paula Motley, who just has been eased back. Not T.
Walked out the front there, so that won't be a change in position for her. But it could be interesting if Mally Losay comes through on her last throw. She's not far off the 50-metre mark. She's at a 49.97. Oh no, she's thrown 48.73, so she's had her, and so it's just Michaela Solar who will take out the victory to have her final throw. She's coming into the circle now. Selecting her hammer to see which
changed her mind. There's a better hammer across the other side. One I'd rather have.
One that's coming back in from the field, yep. They look to see what the wire looks like. And
yep. The athletes quite frequently have their favourite hammer when they've got a selection to make. The one that somehow or other flew for them best, I suspect, Tony, and that's what they got into Ripley. So we're going to see the New Zealand Schools hammer throw champion in action for the last time. She might be happy with that because it didn't quite make it out of the cage. So picks it up, does the right thing, but let's not deny the fact that her best throw of 51.82 gave her a decisive victory here at the hammer throw competition. She's the New Zealand Schools champion, and she can go around and shake the hand of both officials and volunteers. So everybody acknowledged.
So that's a good win for Michaela Solar. She took the title back in Inglewood in very wet conditions, I remember, when they had the hammer throw there. And then last year it was taken by Nadia Klimarich from Rangatato College with a throw of 57.13. So it's good to see Michaela come back and take that title again today.
Yep, and you can see the top 8 there on the screen. And I think we've got another relay to go. Tony, we're edging right towards the end of the program.
Yes, we've got a couple to go yet in the senior grades, of course, over the 4x4s. And I think we've got a couple of divisions in one of those races. So that wraps up our work in the field for the championships with that senior girls hammer. So we've got 2 divisions for the senior mixed relay. They'll be timed finals, so they've possibly been seeded a little, but the teams in either race can claim the medals by the 3 best times. It saves the need to have to run heats for these athletes, who many of them have had a good few races across the weekend. So we've got, it looks like we've got St Andrews College in lane 2 for the first one. Havelock North it'll be. A couple of other schools, we're just looking them up as we go. Mount Albert Grammar is in 4. St Peter's School from Cambridge in 5. Wanganui Collegiate, I believe it'll be in 6. And King's College, I think it will be in, yes, King's College of Auckland in lane 7. So 7 in this heat, and we'll see. Yeah.
So mixed relay once again, and the decision on it's a mixed field again. 2 men, 2 women. And certainly the lead 4 teams at the moment have chosen to run with their male athletes to begin with.
So the record is currently held by Havelock North High School, set in 2022 with 3:46.48, which is a fairly good time for a mixed relay for.
I think St Peter's must be taking the lead there at the moment.
And that's Wanganui Collegiate in the blue with the black stripe going through, but then yes, it looks like.
And Bo Ritchie, 777. It's not that was a great number to have, and
777. She goes like a jet, you reckon?
Yes, she does. Yeah.
And yes, she's got some good speed in there. What a championship she's had, and she's got another year at college.
Right, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're going to welcome her back to next year's venue, which is going to be where, Tony? Has it been decided?
We're looking forward to going to Mitre 10 Park in Hastings in the Hawke's Bay for the next championships. So yeah, it looks like the Kings boys closing in on Bo Ritchie there, but that's to be expected. Bo's changed to Maddie Waddell, who set a senior girls 400 record today in the 400. So she'll set the St Peter's School team up with 2 girls running first before they finish off with their men.
And there we have a very good picture down the back straight.
And what a year these 2 St Peter's girls have had that we've seen on screen. They performed with distinction at the World Junior Championships in Lima, Peru back in September. Maddie Waddell establishing a new record for New Zealand over there. Established another new record here for New Zealand schools. We've seen the records that Bo Ritchie's done, so yeah, some great running by these 2 girls from St.
That's
Peter's.
right. I mean, you're seeing absolute class at the beginning of this event.
Yeah, and they're handing over, so we'll keep an eye on the time because it's quite possible that they could get somewhere close to that record. They're looking for 3:46. I'm not sure who the lad is running last for them, but they did have an athlete finish 4th in one of the 400, so it could well be him. We haven't got the teams listed for us here, so we can't tell you the individuals unless we pick them up. So yeah, it's 3:24 coming into the 100. We're looking at 3:46, so there's a fair chance they're going to take this record, I think, Kevin. As he's halfway down the straight, tiring a little, but I'm sure his teammates are urging him on.
All right, get that baton across.
And 3:40, so that's an impressive time, but of course, fairly classy team members in that St Peter's School relay from Cambridge. So we'll get clarity on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's will be a new record. So they will now hold both the junior record for mixed relay and the senior record, breaking Havelock North's 3:46.48 as I read it.
That's right, it was a long home straight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That, which never seemed to come to an end, really. That's often the way it is in 400 metre running. You expand a lot of energy over that initial 200-300 metres, and then you've got to dig deep to come home down the home straight. So that's the first of 2 mixed relay races.
Yes, everyone will be watching to see how their times come out, particularly for the minor places. It will need a record-breaking effort by someone in the second heat to definitely claim a podium medal.
So the field events have concluded for these championships. I suspect the little parade of athletes we can see on screen to the centre left may well be in fact those throwers in the senior girls competition. There were I think 15 initially. Hammer throw circle is all cleared. In fact, we're sort of reaching a stage where even though there is still keen interest and a reasonable crowd, people are starting to think of the journey home, Tony, from what has been a very successful championship conducted in absolutely ideal conditions in facilities that have met every expectation.
Yeah, absolutely, and with the location being here at Aorangi Park in Timaru, many of the teams are travelling by road through to Christchurch because obviously there'll be a large number of people trying to catch flights tonight, and so the buses will be at the ready, or the minivans, as these relays come to a conclusion. The New Zealand Schools Championship team will be announced shortly after the last relay. Those athletes will earn selection by their performance across the weekend, as well as the athletes of the meet. And there'll be some interesting calls for the athletes of the meet.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Athlete of the meet can be a junior.
Yeah, well, we do usually recognise a junior athlete of the meet as well as senior athletes of the meet, because it's obviously very tough otherwise. So yeah.
Right. So we've got to have a look. Sam Ruth is going to take the junior one, isn't he? I don't know really, but his performances have been simply quite outstanding.
Yes, it'd be a brave person to select someone ahead of him, wouldn't it?
It would be. All right. So the medals being presented here for the women's hammer throw competition, and yes, they all step up onto the centrepiece for the photograph that will be shared widely, I think. And back on the track, heat 2 of the mixed 4x400 metre relay.
Okay, and we've got Wanganui Collegiate in 3, Roncalli College in 4, Timaru College in 5, and Aquinas College out of Tauranga in 6, with Mount Aspiring College in 7. And actually Mount Aspiring College are the current title holders, so we'll just be interested to see if they're as strong as last year. Looks like one of the collegiate teams in lane 3 is coming through, and of course they're on the inside, so they have cut out the stagger pretty nicely. And it could be Tui of collegiate taking the baton round first and handing probably to young lady Bayam.
So Juliet McKinley is it there, who's going to be coming across to take it on the next leg. The athletes are still in lanes as they come around into the... Yes, they're now crossing across, as you can see, to the inside running.
Wanganui Collegiate has a pretty strong lead in the early stages.
I think there's a little male lead followed by 2 females and a male to finish. Looks like something of a preferred order. It'll be interesting to watch the Mount Aspiring team, who have Phoebe Laker, who impressively won the 400 metres junior girls.
Just taking up the third runner. So Collegiate coming through for the change over here.
Yeah, that's a good lead though, isn't it?
Yeah. And, so if we have it right, it was Juliet McKinley leading out, and we've got Mount Aspiring. Trying to pick up those colours.
It's a very handy lead to be taking into the final change. It's a handsome lead, really.
Yeah, so we've got handing over to some male runners for most of the teams now. One of the teams handing over to young ladies. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's a good lead there at the moment.
That's right. These top girls are running, you know, somewhere in the 54, 56 range. The top girls are. So, and the boys are certainly capable of going 6 or 8 seconds quicker. But is it enough? Well, it's going to be touch and go, I think. Now, I suspect maybe she's digging deep.
This is going to be.
Let's go. Has found extra legs. Is it going to be enough? No. Oh, what a way to lose. And she really did make a hard move with 30 metres to go.
Absolutely. Gave it a best shot, didn't she? So there was nothing left in the tank there. So we'll get pretty confident that the young male athlete came through there.
Right, just a rerun of that. 15 metres, it's reduced to 10. Then the dig deep. Can I hold on?
Yeah.
Not quite.
Not quite enough there. So.
All right.
They get them interested in the times. So that was Mount Aspiring College that came through. From Aquinas. Go back to the previous race, so not quite any of those times were not quite enough to nudge the podium, so it will be St Peter's School from Cambridge taking it out from King's College and Mount Albert Grammar. So with the third place time in her first heat, 3:49.83, whereas the winning time for the second heat by Mount Aspiring this year was 3:52.7, the current title holders until today.
2 more races to go, Tony, is it?
Two more races. I think there's going to be 2 heats in the boys 4x4, so we're running time finals. So yeah, we're ticking over with 3:30 on the clock. We're due to be underway with the senior boys, the senior girls first. Time finals at 3:25, so we're a few minutes behind, but not doing too bad. Looks like we've got a straight final now for the senior girls 4x4, which will be next up on the track.
So is there a ruling, Tony, for athletes having run obviously previously in the mixed 4x4, not running in the open 8 girls or boys?
You're putting me on the spot, but yes, I think we have a ruling that says that you can only run in one relay of the same distance.
Right.
So we've got a St Peter's school team here, as you can see, seniors, but their athletes for this girls team don't feature our 2 strongest girls. They've banked it, they wanted to get that mixed team relay, so that's some good strategy there by their leaders, Ange Russick and Sonia Waddell, I think. But that's what they put all their eggs into, winning the mixed team, which was a great effort, taking away another record.
So 8 teams lining up in this heat. Going from the outside rather than from the inside. Wellington Girls, Craighead Diocesan, Villa Maria College, St Cuthbert's College, Palmerston North Girls High School, Rangi Ruru Girls School, St Peter's School and Diocesan School for Girls in Lane 1. All of the athletes sort of milling there. They We've got 8 teams, 4 8s are 32, so there'll be 32 athletes assembling there. First 8 going to the start blocks.
So on the dais at the moment we're tracking the medalists from the senior boys 200, so that's Caden Taylor and first Luke Jarvis, and second to recall the third place getter in a moment. But that's it, that's the medalists there. So that was Ollie Davis from Central Southland College was third there. So great double over the weekend to Caden Taylor, 100 and 200 senior boys, so you can go away from the weekend pretty happy.
Right, senior girls 4x100 relay. Heat 1 of 1, so it's a straight out final, something not quite right.
People can see everyone's making the most of the shade on that far side.
That's right. Right, so all of the teams on the journey for this last women's race of these championships. Once again, they remain in lanes for, I suppose it's a lap and a quarter, really, isn't it?
Yes,
our best guide of who is leading is when it comes to this baton change that's a bit over 100 metres away.
Yeah. And there's a bit of the stagger's been broken, so to speak, in terms of some condensing of the runners there, so we know that someone's made up some good ground. And I think that's in lane, possibly lane 6. No, actually it's lane 5, isn't it?
It's lane 5, and that's the St. Cuthbert's College.
Yeah.
You can't see the change at the front there, but
they've got...
and we'll see really very clearly when they straighten up in the back straight and then cut across who in fact has gained the advantage.
Yes, and Cuthbert's College have got Sophie Robb coming in lane 5.
And across they go.
Yeah,
and nicely, good competitive.
Yes, but it's the inside team, and that's Villa Maria, is it the light blue, Kevin?
It is. And that's if not commanding, it's a pretty decisive lead, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the chasing 3, they've got some advantage in the sense that they're racing each other. And a number of athletes who have raced over a variety of distances come together.
Villa Maria that's taken through first. We've got, it'll be good to see what happens with St. Cuth's on the last leg, because they've got Kate Wharton there to run last, and of course she was second in the senior girls 400 behind Maddie Waddell. So they've got a good lead, Villa Maria. It's going to be a pretty close go for the second and third at the moment.
The gap is closing it towards the front. In fact, it's closing very quickly.
Through there in first, Kevin. He's trying to pick up those colours. Villa Maria's definitely taken back the lead with this last runner, which we believe is Henstock. looking pretty strong with 200 to go.
Craig Dawson's school up there as well, in the green.
It's a commanding lead, but when you start looking around,
well, that's the 3 medalists through.
yeah, so that's Villa Maria taking it, I think, and Craighead, as you said.
A lot of jubilation there amongst the teams. And there is something a bit special being able to put it together with your teammates.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a shared experience that will last a lifetime, I think, Tony. And here we are, the final stages of that event, and just a last minute change, or
Positions
home
there.
straight change.
Yeah.
Yes, 1, 2, 3. And Villa Maria taking the honours, 4:06.38.
So last year, the senior girls, I think was won by St Cuths.
Yes, and I think they look as if they finished second on this occasion. Then they came through just ahead of Craig and Doss. They'll be pleased with that result as well.
Absolutely.
Our local team has put together 4 athletes who have been able to pick up a medal, which is good news.
So the placing there right through was Villa Maria, St Cuthbert's, Craighead Diocesan, Palmerston Girls, Rangiroa Girls, Wellington Girls College, St Peter's School from Cambridge. The foreground is one of our lead starters, Debbie Fern. She's had a busy weekend, her starts team. And we can see the medalists on the dais. Just not 100% sure which ceremony that is, but it's quite likely the junior boys. Probably 4x1, I would think, by the look of it.
Right, senior boys getting ready. Very ready. They're going to their start right now.
It's
only one
race as well. We thought there may have been 2 to make time finals, but the weekend's taken a toll on some of the athletes. But it's looks like we've got 9 in the field, but I'm not sure whether there was a lane that had 2 starters or not. It's only 8 lanes, but
that's right.
So according to this, on the outside there is first and foremost is Auckland Grammar, and looks like we're missing Wanganui Collegiate. I can't see them there, so maybe that's the scratching. And then Burnside, Westlake boys in the white, St Peter's School of Cambridge again.
Some good headway being made on the inside, isn't it, there by Auckland Grammar and Christchurch Boys, but we'll have a clear idea when it comes to the baton change. It looks like again on the outside in lane 7. Wellington College doing well. Down on there inside, Westlake Boys may also be featuring.
Yes, up there at the moment.
Right, it's sort of trio or quartet. So probably 2 groups really. Christchurch Boys have 2 teams, and I think they're both there at the moment. Switching into the home straight.
It looks like the 2 teams of Christchurch coming 2nd and 3rd behind Auckland Grammar, I think it is.
I've been quite impressed by the changes with the 4x4 by and large.
Not too bad at all, actually. So no major disasters on the track. Looks like the last 2 teams to change have just changed now. We've got Auckland Grammar going down the back straight, but followed hard, as you say, Kevin, by Christchurch Boys.
All right, and here's a move from Christchurch Boys that says, look, I think we can make a difference here in the last 150.
It's a very strong move. We assume it's Christchurch Boys A team. And Auckland Grammar will have Caleb Wagner to run their last lap for him. He's had a big weekend, winning the 3,000, second to James McLean the 1,500 this afternoon. So running for the cause of the school, which is what these boys like to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So, and he's going to make a good fist of it by the look of his effort going in there, but the Christchurch Boys do have a solid lead. But if he's a sprinter, it'll be a sprinter versus the stamina of a distance runner,
right.
which is what makes it intriguing in these 4x4s. Right. And the gap is closing, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, looks like Caleb Wagner's going to come through here for Auckland Grammar. And that's going to be a great effort. He's edged past him. And we saw he had some speed for sure in the finish of the two races he did, the 1,500 and the 3K. Yeah. So well done to Auckland Grammar there. And Caleb Wagner capping off his weekend as well.
That was impressive, really. I mean, he was giving away 20 metres at the start of that.
And I think that's, so you could see the grit when he went down the back straight. He was focused, wasn't he? Yeah. So congratulations to Grammar. And, of course, the next teams across the line is going to be, it could be Wellington College or another Christchurch team, I think. But we'll have to wait and see what comes live on that.
Here we are. We're going to watch the final stages and the big burst that took Auckland Grammar to victory. He had a wee glance. Yes, was there anybody else coming at me? But there's not. This has been very decisive in the end.
So very, very impressive young man, Caleb Wagner. He's not only excelling on track, but at cross country and triathlon, and he's done a little bit of orienteering as well on the international stage. So yes, it's good to see. Great strength, obviously.
We've reached the end of the program, Tony, have we?
And we've come to the conclusion, haven't we? So the time there of 3:25.5 for Auckland Grammar. A solid time, that's for sure. The Christchurch Boys did get second and third. It says on our monitor here that it was their C team that came third, so there might be a bit of bragging rights going on in over the weekend. And then it's Westlake Boys came through for fourth. And so
that's the leading four. And there'll be some discussion, I'm sure, amongst the Christchurch Boys. Did we actually put the combos correct?
Yes, there'll be a bit
always
of
a challenge,
and that's often what happens with when you have like having a B final in any of these races. Some of the athletes want to show that they should have been in the A. And if you get put in the C team, I'm sure you want to show you should have been in the B at least. So some good competition there, but good to see those teams there. And then Auckland Grammar B coming in behind Westlake Boys. So yeah.
So we've got a a picture there of the stand, which is emptying quite quickly now. There are a few events, well, not so much events, there are some announcements to be made. And we'll be checking with our director Richard about when we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, so I think if we just do a bit of a recap of some of these weekend highlights. We've had a fantastic weekend here, haven't we, Kev? And thanks to Keely O'Hagan in the seat beside you, as well as Angie Petty and also Carl Jackson for helping us get this coverage to our viewers at home, all the whānau around the motu that wish to tune into this on Whakaata Maori. Obviously there has been a number of records broken over the weekend, and we've talked a couple of times about some of those. Great to see a long jump record go with Charlotte Goldsmith, and she did well in the sprinting as well. And then of course the middle distances they've had excellent conditions of course during the weekend for running middle distance records, and we saw records there to Sam Ruth, which were just pretty astonishing for a 15-year-old. He's really made his mark. He's no longer undercover as an athlete of the future. And then of course Bo Ritchie taking a double, Caden Taylor taking a double in the sprints, and then a record by Maddie Waddell in the senior girls 400, a very fine record, and indeed that was for her taking that record. It was a time of 53.71, so that definitely broke the record by almost a second as well. So there's been a number of outstanding performances over the course of the weekend. So we look forward, as always, to the next edition. Will be the 52nd edition in Hastings in 2025. Kev, your final words from you?
Yeah, good. It's been an excellent weekend of track and field. There's always something special about this. This is the biggest track and field meet in the country every year in terms of competitor numbers, and it's come together really, really well. I mean, Timaru's reputation in terms of weather has been hugely enhanced, if it wasn't okay already. We've had 3 days of conditions that have suited athletes very well, and the fact that we've got the range of records we have is probably a reflection of that. And it's been organised superbly, and you, Tony, is part of the lead team in terms of doing that, but you also rely on the local committee to actually get that together well and truly, don't you? All right, so we've all got a number of, we certainly do need to acknowledge the fact that we've been able to deliver this coverage. I got a little reminder that I had to actually get some of the pronunciations quite right, not just only the Māori ones, but some of the other names. The Weber family let me know that it's not Weber family, so I've made due note of that for the future. So so for the Wakata Māori, the Caltex, Bailey's support, and others that have assisted with that, we've been very, very grateful, and friendships have been made, contacts renewed, and we're going to be able to say farewell to Timaru, Aorangi Park, and know that the championships of 2024 have been a huge success, and look forward to 2025 when we move to Hastings. So thank you to everybody.
Hari Ra for now, everyone, and thank you for tuning into Whakaata Maori for this edition of our championship.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like at this dairy dryer. The cladding on the building that houses the dairy dryer needed to be replaced. So they called us up. First, we inspected the cladding. The cost implications of shutting the dryer down were huge, particularly from the loss of production, which is much higher than the actual reclad costs. So we came together as a team. We said, why don't we replace the cladding while the dryer is still operational? No one had ever done that before, which meant working with the client on hygiene requirements. We wrapped the dryer in 2 layers to create a hygiene envelope, while the old panels were removed and the new ones installed, all while the dryer continued to work. By thinking outside the square and working as a team, the project was completed with no disruption to production, and it was a world first. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
The
forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you. We're going to go once. We're going twice. And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.